Season's greetings and welcome to another Chance Encounters holiday special. Ah!
Woo!
My name is Ian Frost, no relation to any actual Christmas figures or characters, it's just my name. Joined as ever by the cast of Chance Encounters, Asteria,
Hello.
Ben,
What's up?
Eric.
Jingle, jingle.
Is that your elf name?
Yeah.
Jingle, jingle.
Jingle, jingle.
I
Action
think
jingle,
it's
jingle star.
Jingle Bob.
Dot
Jingle Bob is my
exe.
old name.
So, before we begin, a few little disclaimers as to what the heck you're about to watch. So, this is a Christmas-themed Dungeons and Dragons one-shot, though it is something of an anthology one-shot. Some of you might remember our Halloween special from last year featuring the holiday nights. This is set in that world and featuring the same player characters. However, just if you didn't watch that, you can still watch this and be totally good. They are not, it's not a continuation of that story. However, if you did watch that, you might have a little more context for these characters. So I'd encourage you to, if you're still in the Halloween mood.
And if you haven't
Otherwise-
watched it, go back to get the full experience, baby.
The full experience. Otherwise, I say we jump straight into this very festive season.
Ho, 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 let's go.
Wow, that was really good.
Thank you. That was off the top.
A black screen. Red and green text types itself in the bottom left-hand corner. December 24th, 10 a.m. And then we hard cut in on the snowy Arctic plains, glaciers in the background, a couple of penguins waddle by, and our view begins to pan over the ocean, farther and farther away until things get a little blurry. Geographically, you should be heading to a real-life destination. However, for those who truly believe that the Christmas kingdom is in fact out there, then you are all invited to follow us along as our vision swirls and snowflakes begin to glisten and glitter, and we find ourselves miraculously, magically, and festively transported to the Christmas kingdom, one aspect of what we call the Holiday Nexus, a series of interconnected worlds that run parallel to our world, where the icons of various holidays have an entire world to prepare for their holiday. We find our story beginning in none other than the Christmas Kingdom, also known as Christmas Land. As we pan over the candy cane forest, stretching out red and white for miles, and then beyond into a series of villages, and you see small figures with jingle bells dangling from them, and all green and red, sledding down hills and playing in the snow, snowmen with tall top hats and carrot noses moving of their own accord, some being formed and coming alive just on this day to join in the merry festivity. We see penguins and polar bears engaged in merriment, and as we continue pushing, we start to see a city on the horizon, a bustling metropolis of red, green, and silver, snowflakes swirling around it as we see Santa's Village. Now, Santa's Village really is just a festive and traditional name for this place, but those who live here and those who are able to visit know very well it is quite a bit larger than what you would think of as a village. It really is a bustling metropolis. And even more so today, as everyone, every denizen of Christmas Land is gathered here, counting down until sundown, when Santa's sleigh will take off to deliver gifts around the world. And while that's happening, we push in to a gathered crowd in the streets. Snow has been sort of paved away. It almost magically seems to not fall specifically on the central street. The clouds are actually leaving a path as we see the annual Christmas Eve parade making its way through the streets. And as it heads through, you see there are various elves and polar bears and snow people and reindeer are all cheering as different floats and platforms of different holiday icons are making their way through. You see Santa's reindeer, led by Rudolph, actually in the procession at the moment, and they're waving because in this world, reindeer actually can change form. They can be in their normal four-legged reindeer form, but then they can become this big anthropomorphic reindeer person, a humanoid reindeer. And Rudolph is currently for all intents and purposes, a walking upright man, covered in fur with a bright red nose and antlers as he's waving to everyone, tossing gifts to people.
Ian, I beg you to reconsider this. I beg you to
Nope.
reconsider this aspect.
Bro,
of
you got the
world-building.
furries quaking right now,
Yeah.
dude.
I will not reconsider this. Reindeers are a playable homebrewed race in this.
The Beastars fans are absolutely quaking in their boots.
All I can imagine is that one part in Adventure Time with the deer, and the deer takes off the little hoof caps and then has fingers.
There is an elven voice projecting through the speakers, narrating on Santa's news network to everyone in Christmas land who is at home watching the parade. And you hear that voice echoing out, "Everyone please give it up for Rudolph and the rest of Santa's reindeer," and begins to list off all of the names as they all sort of shoot up and take a lap flying through the sky. And coming up behind them, everyone give it up for last year's Halloween heroes, the Holiday Knights. And we pan over to a large platform where honored guests, the Holiday Knights, are being honored here today, waving to the crowd. The Holiday Knights, well, it's been a year now since their team was formed. And some of you at home might already know this, the aforementioned Halloween one-shot, that sometimes when a holiday is threatened by dark forces, powerful figures will be assembled from across the different holiday realms into a team, a supergroup, if you will, known as the Holiday Knights. Experts in their fields meant to deal with these threats. And your exploits on Halloween are now legendary. Although it has, since then, aside from your, any little press tours you might have done and the fame and publicity that you would have gotten in the holiday worlds for your actions, it has been, holiday-wise, a pretty quiet year. In fact, last year's Christmas went off without a hitch. You were able to just
Hang out.
come visit and hang out. But this year, you were invited as honored guests. And as you stand here on this float, you hear the elven voice, once again, the announcer, sort of introducing each of you in turn. He goes, "Everyone please give it up for the master of the hunt, Howling Wind." And Ben, could you please describe for us Howling Wind and what he is doing as he waves to the crowd?
Well, first of all, he isn't. He is very much trying to trying to hide behind his two compatriots, even though he is, as always, riding his spectral steed, Wind.
Good choice. Excellent.
Yeah, he's just... Oh, God, what was he wearing? This was a while ago.
Do you want me to describe it? Because I have it pulled up.
The art. The art.
I think it's like a gray duster with like a... Yeah, describe it for me, because I cannot remember.
Okay, so based on the art, we have a black voidless face with two bright, shining blue scleral eyes, and some white hair. And then you have what looks to be like a white scarf that is just like perpetually flowing in the wind. And then I remember you saying to like give reference for us last time, like it's very Bloodborne fashion.
Mhm.
So it's like that coat that has like a half cape on it, I don't know what that's called.
Little capelet.
Yeah, with a little capelet on it. And you have like a brown vest and just some basic brown pants with, or not brown pants, gray pants with gray boots and gloves, and of course a hat which has a leather like a rim around it.
Like a fisherman's hat. Leather fisherman's hat.
No, kind of. But it has like a leather ring around it that matches the vest. So very, very Bloodborne Victorian-esque fashion.
So what is Howling Wind doing in
Uh,
response to being called out for the crowd?
he just kind of like gamer postures even harder and just slinks over to Saint Birthday and is like, oh, I hate doing parades.
Well, I love them.
And as you say this, the announcer then picks up, and that just like without missing a beat, as through the speakers you hear, "Oh, everybody make a wish! It's Saint Birthday!"
Ha ha ha. He's doing the like princess wave as he looks out at the crowd. You're looking at a 6 foot tall, looking like he's in his mid-20s man, but he's really hundreds of years old. Got this mop of curly red hair that is encircled with a the crown of candles, which is a golden crown with 12 lit candles surrounding it. So there's always wax dripping down into Saint Berthy's hair. He's got this very handsome devil-may-care face, a suit that is white with cake sprinkles on it, with a little brooch on the left breast pocket that is of a heart. And then on his back, he has a kind of pastel pinkish cape with a white heart in the center of it. And as he, every once in a while, after waiting for a while, he'll reach into his cape and he'll pull out a Christmas popper and he'll pop it into the crowd, and it will kind of shower different toys onto the waiting denizens of Christmas, the Christmas kingdom. And Saint Birthday is the child of the denizens of, or the monarchs, whatever, the rulers of the Birthday Kingdom and Valentine's Day Kingdom.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the crowd goes wild because I think of everyone, you really know how to work a crowd. That's kind of your deal.
Yeah. I love the Christmas Kingdom and I love all of you. Don't you as well, Hal? And I look over at our third companion.
Oh my god.
And you hear, and coming up next, they're spooky, they're cool, but don't worry, they only bite the bad guys. It's the Hallowed Diamond.
So, for those who watched the Halloween episode, Hal was very much in the Halloween vibe and in very much in the fashions of their mother's kingdom. Here, the fashion vibe is completely different. They still have this ice blue pale skin, these large void eyes with two burning pupils of orange, a mouth that is just kind of like a maw. There's no lips. It's very dirty Bubble from SpongeBob. It does like open and close as such. They still have their like gray, like geometric zigzag, like it's curly hair, but the curls are like straight lined. Mm-hmm. So it's very like geometric looking that fades into like a light teal turquoise sort of color. But the fashion completely different, where it was like, you know, reds, orange, purples, black, in Halloween time. Here it's very ice blue, silver, white, and they're wearing like 1700s like nobleman's fashion. So they have the coat with like the the lines. I don't know what those lines are. They seem kind of decorative, but like
We know what you mean.
yeah, the buttons and then the lines, and then a very frilly shirt like this of white, and then they have those pants that sort of come in at just below the knee with the stockings or the socks underneath, and then those like slightly heeled nobleman's shoes, and everything is a combination of like light blue, white, silk, like shining silver, and when the announcer announces their name, they just sort of look over at Saint Birthday and they transform, bones cracking like a zombie, Asian zombie style, into something that can only be described as your worst nightmare, whatever that is. And they go boom, and then as they turn
Horrifying.
back into their normal form and just start cackling maniacally.
I
We're
almost
having
want to
fun.
make you like roll to intimidate the crowd. This is the Christmas world, so this is not their
This
Yeah.
this is not
territory.
their bag. And so I think you get some people, like some of the younger, like goth Christmas teens who are here. There are like some elves in like red, green, and black. There's like Christmas trees with like crescent moons dangling from them, like the goth teen children of some of the elves who are here, who are like, yeah.
Hot Topic employees at Christmas.
Yeah, and I will say that when they do transform, there are the like start and the end has like swirls of like like snow and ice, and it's like twinkling. So there is an element under there to their transformation. But I can roll if you want me to roll.
No, it's up to you if you were trying to elicit a specific reaction from the crowd, but otherwise I think that's cool.
I mean, they're just being shithead that they always are.
So then I'm cool with that with that description, because and I think the announcer reacts to that, and it sort of goes like, whoa, wasn't kidding about the spooky parts, everybody. Don't be scared. They're on our side. Let's hope the holiday nights have a nice, restful holiday, everybody, as we move along. Oh, look, here comes the Grinch. I hear his heart grew another 3 sizes. Woo, and the crowd is kind of continuing to go wild as you kind of get lost in the flurry of the next and the next and the next thing, as your float is moving through the city, actually toward the heart of Santa's village. And that is Christmas Time Square. Woo! So, the parade comes to a natural end. You guys actually are invited to sort of disembark, and you can go to maybe a little roped off sort of VIP area, so you can stay and see Santa's Christmas Eve address, which is what happens at the end of the parade. Everyone kind of follows the parade, gathers in Christmas Time Square, where there's like this huge merry-go-round in the center. There are all of these different shops and bakeries and businesses all around it. There are like stores, like clothing stores and shops and all kinds of things, different smells and fashions just sort of mingling around the snow that is falling gently into the square. But beyond the square is the immense visage of Santa's workshop, where you know that he and the toy makers have been hard at work all year. In fact, they don't ever stop, really. And it is a very kind of Charlie and the Chocolate Factory moment. And some of you may have been here and seen this before, but the awe in the crowd, even though most of the people here it's denizens of the Christmas kingdom, so they see this place all the time, but they are so stoked on this anyway. The elves are in an uproar, and it really is a castle-like place. I mean, Santa's village is a whole city, and Santa's workshop is about the size of a village. And there's this huge golden gate, and there is a balcony where you know that doors will soon open and Santa will emerge.
while we have a moment here, friends, I just wanted to share a bit of holiday cheer. And out of like one interior jacket pocket and the other interior jacket pocket, he pulls out two very oversized gifts and hands it to both of you. To Howling Wind, you get this kind of oblong shape. And then to Hal, you get the Hallowed Diamond. You get something that's probably the size of like your hand from palm to your tallest fingertip. And the wrapping paper is Saint Birthday's face, patterned in Saint Birthday's face with little Christmas hats on his head.
Oh my God.
You
What
can
is it?
open it now, you can open it later. Do you open it?
Yeah.
Oh, he does
It's
too.
With my mouth.
Hallowed Diamond gets a Pez dispenser with their face on it that creates any type of candy that they want out of the head. And Howling Wind gets a hunting horn, intricately carved, that only your companions can hear. And just as a little bit of flavor, just so the audience is aware, Saint Birthday is a level 11 Battlesmith Artificer.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
I love that.
Merry Christmas to all. And let's hope we have a good night.
Yes, let's hope. Thank you, Saint Birthday.
Of
That's-
course.
This is so cool. I can't wait to blow it and then kill something.
I love the idea of this like pure like G-rated sort of family uproar that is happening as people like Santa, Santa, Santa. And like, I can't wait to kill something. Going
What'd he
completely
do?
unheard in this crowd as this ghoul says this. And
Where's the fat man?
as you say this, you see the doors begin to creak open high up above, and the crowd goes silent. And the doors open, and a blizzard just sort of pours out beautifully, raining intricate snowflakes down onto the crowd as Santa Claus emerges out onto the balcony. And you see, standing before the entire Christmas kingdom, very much the Santa Claus that you would expect to see. He is the jolly fat man. He looks like an older man, but at the same time, he has sort of an agelessness. He's more on the wizard side of a traditional Santa Claus. He does have the white fur-lined red robes, but they are longer and more robe-like with that intricate brocade interlaced with images of candy and snowflakes that are weaved into the fabric. And he has this long braided white beard that might even be tied with red and green beads, and long sort of white curly hair spilling out the back that's tied up behind him, with the hat with the puffball that's long, wizard-like, and dangles down in front. Kind of wraps around over his shoulder and down, hanging all the way down to his chest level. And the crowd begins to cheer. And he sort of gives the symbol, the universal hand symbol of like, quiet down. And they do.
Up.
And he says, ho, ho, ho. Welcome, one and all, and Merry Christmas. And they kind of lose their minds again, the crowd. I would like to welcome each and every one of you to celebrate this wonderful holiday season with us here in the Christmas Kingdom. Merry Christmas to all, and to all, a good night. And he waves, and then he turns and sort of disappears in a blizzard flurry again, and his whole form disappears. He teleports away, and the crowd reacts to that with like a...
That was it?
For the effect. But yeah, there's like a oh in the crowd as the announcer begins to pick up the slack and goes, well, we'd best let Santa get back to work. Lots of prep work to do, everyone. In the meantime, please enjoy some of the local cuisine. Everyone grab your presents. They're complimentary. It is the Christmas Kingdom after all. And everybody begins to disperse and sort of go off to their various Christmas activities. But you guys do know that was probably the shortest of Santa's addresses you've ever seen. And that's just information available to everyone. It was real short, not much of a speech. But which of you has the highest passive perception?
That's just wisdom, right?
16.
Or
Wisdom
perception, right?
It's
proficiency?
10 plus your wisdom, but you add your proficiency as well if you're
Yeah.
proficient in it.
Mine says, so it says passive wisdom or parenthesis perception. Does that mean I just add my
Yeah,
perception
it's passive
bonus?
perception. So it is 10 plus your perception bonus. But if you're proficient in perception, it's also plus your proficiency.
Got you. That's going to be 16.
Only 11 for me.
Okay. On an 11, that was a really short speech. But on a 16, both Hal and St. Birthday, you guys noticed something weird, and the crowd didn't seem to pick up on it. The crowd seems more occupied with like, well, we saw Santa, that was awesome. That moment of like, awe kind of ends. But you guys, you're perceptive and you are fighters. So you can pick up on this stuff. There was something about him that seemed off. Now, you know what Santa traditionally looks like, and that was it for the most part. But there's something about the way that he was carrying himself. His posture was a little bit different. His shoulders looked a little broader. He looked maybe a little bit taller, like he was standing in a way, like a forced perspective way, where he was trying to make himself look shorter, but you could tell that. He looked like he might have even been wearing some prosthetics or something. Like it didn't look like the way he usually carries fat on his body. And his robes kind of hid that, but you know what that looks like, you're from Halloween, what a Halloween costume looks like. And that was a very expensive Santa cosplay. You don't think that it's like not him or anything, but I don't know, something was wrong. And you heard catches in his voice where his voice was in a lower register and he was forcibly trying, possibly even with magic, to change his voice to sound more like Santa normally sounds.
I have a question.
Yes.
Do we immortal children have an immortal children? Like, do the how do I phrase this? Do the holiday people have their own language? I guess is my question.
Oh, that's interesting.
Like, because they're not gods per se, but like they're, I guess, the holiday icons, we call them. Like, is there a holiday iconic language specifically developed for everyone to like send messages and be understood? I guess I don't know.
I don't think so. They
Mhm.
might have some kind of code or something. I'm open to ideas though. I would think not, because each kingdom has their own peoples there, like elves have a language.
But that's what I mean, like to have one unifier of the people in charge so that the people in charge can talk to each other without maybe their people below them knowing what they're saying.
Oh, you mean like almost a secret code for the demigod kind of population?
Yes.
A thieves can't.
I want to say
thieves
words
can.
right now, but I want to be covert, so I'm trying to see if we have a shared secret form of communication.
We could also go off in the corner though.
Well, a secret form of communication
Isn't that
with
fun?
you mean with each
That's
other,
true.
Yeah.
not with Santa.
Well, yeah, both.
Theoretically,
Definitely not
Santa
with
would know
Santa.
that.
You definitely do not have a direct line of secret
No,
communication
I
with
don't
Santa.
know.
How
Okay,
about the
I'm
Holiday
gonna
Nights
drop
created?
this.
No,
Holiday
I'm
Nights
being
created an internal. Holiday Nights created an internal thieves camp for just ourselves.
Okay.
I mean, it's been a year. You guys
Yeah.
can totally have your own sort of way you communicate with each other for sure.
And then second question is, I think I know what's happening. Is there, and I have hung out in Christmas Land before, would Hal know the implications of what that means? Like what is actually going on?
Interesting. Let's do a little bit of a memory recall here. Let's have
Okay.
you just make a basic intelligence check.
Okay.
Can I as well?
Yes.
Oh no.
But this is really top level secret Christmas information.
Uh-huh.
The only reason that I'm letting you roll for this is because you have a tangential connection to Christmas. Eric, if you roll it, I'm going to make you do it at disadvantage.
Okay. In a kind of, let's say this kind of Thieves' Cant thing, Holiday Cant is a melodic kind of rhyme-based communication. And within that thing, St. Birthday says, so, do we think Santa got some cosmetic surgery done? Because he looked a little bit fucked up.
What did you roll?
A 6. I have a +0 because I'm very stupid.
Yeah, on a 6, you genuinely just know for a fact that Santa is a shape changer. So, like,
a fellow shape.
There shouldn't be an issue at all, really. He can change his shape at will. He can look however he wants, right? What's going on?
Right?
What am I rolling?
Right.
Just a general intelligence check at
flat
disadvantage.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a 10.
You can add history because it is like trying to know deep lore.
Oh, I can add history? Oh, that's a 15 then.
You're proficient in history?
Yeah. No,
Okay.
I have a +5 to intelligence because I have a 20 intelligence.
Okay. Yeah. So you got 15.
Yeah.
15's pretty good. It's still it is like the deepest top level lore. So on a 15, I think you have that same thought of like Santa is a shape changer. He has a general look, but the idea that he always looks exactly one way, like his form always changes. So there must be something weirder going on if he feels the need to use physical prosthetics. That shouldn't have to happen.
Again, in Holiday Cant, St. Birthday will be like, maybe we should go pay good old Saint Nick a little visit.
You hear a voice behind you as you guys are speaking in this private language. And it's a voice that Hal knows. You guys might know, depending on how often you've been here, but you would have at least heard of this person. And the voice says, good morning, Holiday Knights. And it's clearly an elven voice. And you turn and you see a woman who is about 3'5". She is wearing a very smart, like sharp green pantsuit, the color of a Christmas tree. The lapel is dusted with silver, almost like freshly snowed on, but like just on the lapel, with a bright red bow tie, definite shoulder pads in this pantsuit. Round, youthful-looking face, but you know she is thousands of years old. Dark skin, silver freckles, bright green eyes, and a huge crown of fluffy, bright white hair.
Season's greetings.
In one hand, she's carrying a clipboard. In the other hand, a steaming thermos of what you know to be caffeinated hot cocoa.
Nice.
And you see Gilly Gumdrop, who is not only a member of the Christmas Council, but she is actually the president and head of the Elven Toymakers Union.
What can we do for you, Gilly Gumdrop?
Oh, well, I'm just very happy to see the Holiday Knights here joining us today. I was just wondering if you'd care to join me for a drink on me over at Starbucks. And she blinks at you with this, like, very intense, like, please come with me look.
There are Starbucks here in Christmas Town?
I think
there's
the
Starbucks
camera
everywhere.
pans over as you say that, and you absolutely see the general shape of a Starbucks, like around Christmas Times Square, but the logo is a like a male reindeer, a buck with huge antlers, putting a star on top of a Christmas tree.
I never should have asked. I never should have asked.
All right, well, if it's on you, I'm more than happy to join.
Yes, I think we have many great things we can discuss. This way.
Really excited when people are like, excited to talk to you, I say to my companions.
I mean, sure, but isn't the Starbucks that way? Why are we going this way?
I think there's another one around the corner. You know how Starbucks are.
She leads you over to like into the Starbucks, and
There was
she's
another one.
kind of nodding to everybody. And she brings you over to a table, and she leans over to you guys and she says, right, so take a look around. And you do, and you notice that when you were walking up, you could see through the windows that like it was full of people. But as you step inside, you don't see anyone. The place is completely empty, and you actually see hologram projectors projecting images that look like the place is full into the windows.
I start playing with one of her curls.
Please don't do that.
But they're so pretty.
But that's incredibly rude. And we
So
have
is this
important
like-
business to discuss.
When you have like someone come to an art auction that to buy a piece of your art so that other people are also interested in your art and then they want to buy it, is that what this is? You try to get people to come to the Holiday Kingdom? By making it
You
look
mean why we
busy?
have this here?
Yeah. Because you don't really
actually,
need
it's just-
holograms. Right?
Oh, the holograms.
Yeah.
No, the holograms are because this is a and she kind of looks around. She goes, secret passageway to Santa's. He needs to have a word with you.
Oh, yes.
Urgently.
What's wrong with him?
Oh, that's really not for me to tell you, but believe me when I say we're having a bit of a situation. And while we're happy to honor the holiday nights here in this parade, we did have an ulterior motive in bringing you here. We do actually require your services, but we didn't want to alarm anyone if we didn't have to. Discretion is key here. If you would please brace yourselves. We'll be on our way.
So we're not getting drinks.
I mean, you can have and there is like another elf working the counter who's like, okay, and goes and it's like orders.
Triple espresso, peppermint, a little bit of cinnamon on top. And let's get crazy and do like a little like sugary brim.
Great. Yeah, that won't take time we don't have at all.
Can I just have the leftover coffee grounds?
Give him the
Give him the beans.
Just pours it into my mouth and it goes into a black void while the maw just goes.
All right, I'm ready.
How big is this passageway?
Well, it's kind of a shoot.
Are we going to slide?
Bring.
I would like to slide.
In a manner of speaking. Are you satisfied with your orders as your drinks come?
I've had better and I've had worse, but I'm ready to go.
Jesus Christ.
Great. She actually taps her finger on the table in some sort of almost like Morse code, like just at different points around the table. And your chairs actually just erupt with these hidden buckles that strap you down to the chair.
Oh God.
As it like sort of hunkers down and begins to vibrate, a chute opens up underneath the chair, and your chairs as pods are sent flying through these underground chutes.
Problem. I never got off my horse.
Yeah, you never got off you never got into the pod.
That's why I asked how big the chute was.
Not big enough for a horse.
Come on, it's Christmas Town. They got a horseshoe.
A separate
knew I was
chute,
coming.
though.
They
Do
knew
you
who
just
Howling
watch
Wind
the
was.
other two go down the chute and you're still here left with the barista? And the barista goes, "Do you want the horse-sized chute? Here, just stand. Come stand over here."
Oh, okay. And he'll like reverse the horse into the chute.
Some sort of like horse containment pod wraps around you as you go shooting down a much slower pod through the chute, and you guys arrive first. And it's like another 30 seconds before Howling Wind shows up, as kind of shaken, the pod emerges out and opens up, and you step out into this wide war room chamber. Now, you were told that you were going to Santa's workshop. I don't think any of you have ever been inside Santa's workshop.
I don't know.
I prefer birthday presents, so no.
You can go on tours, but like the actual like factory parts and
Oh.
like Santa's office and stuff is like, so this is an area that is a little different. And you notice that there is a Christmas tree on the other end of the room, but it's the ornaments that are hanging from the Christmas tree are all like little miniaturized fantasy weapons.
Stack.
There is a massive table in the center of the room, and there is a perpetual contained snowstorm swirling out and around a cloud that just hovers over that one table. And as you're watching it just forming random beautiful shapes, the door opens on the other end of the room, and out steps a man you don't immediately recognize. But it is Santa Claus. Just not a Santa Claus you've ever seen before. You see a 7-foot-tall, hulking, beefed out of his mind, ripped Santa Claus. He is wearing a red leather vest that is fringed at the top with fur, but in kind of a Squall Leonhart way, if you know what I mean. Like Leon Kingdom Hearts fur at the top of the leather jacket way.
Bet.
There are like unnecessary zippers. There's a sword strapped to his back, maybe a pair of swords strapped to his back. His beard is braided Viking style. His eyes are like hard blue ice chips. He has long, wavy hair that is no longer contained in a ponytail. It's just flowing down. No more hat. It's just like flowing down and around, framing a very intense looking face. Covered in tattoos of various Christmas iconography, heavy black combat boots, as like his footsteps just echo into the room, and the snow reacts to his presence like the water in the Jurassic Park cup, as he, like every step it pulses and the snow sort of flutters around him.
Wow, Santa, did you get into like LARPing and new metal music?
I do find that this version of me seems to have more of a taste for it. But that is the
I
issue.
respect that. Oh,
Yeah, you look like you're gonna fuck someone up.
Well, I would prefer not to. First of all, it's good to see you holiday nights, and I appreciate you coming here under such strange, mysterious circumstances. I'm not a man who likes to keep secrets, so this does pain me to do.
I'd love
However,
to hear secrets. So,
after your daring adventure 2 Halloweens ago, well, I know for a fact that you are the right people for this job, and it is quite urgent. There is a well-guarded secret. Now, everyone knows that I am a shapeshifter. I can change at will. But there is a certain involuntary aspect to that truth. In extreme cases, my form, my physical form, will change to suit the needs of Christmas. Late last night, my body began to rapidly change, and I find that I cannot shapeshift back into any other form. This version of me only appears when what Christmas needs most is saving. Christmas is in danger. But if I step out looking like this, well, first of all, I'm needed here, but second of all, it'll cause a panic. There are enough people who know this. I don't need rumors circulating. I don't need this coming out that this is a reality of my form. And nevertheless, as much as I would love to handle this myself, my trusted counsel has informed me that it shouldn't fall to me to put myself in danger. There's only one of me, etc., etc. So the duty falls to you. I warn you, what you're about to see is somewhat disturbing.
Well, I know these guys love disturbing, and I've developed a taste for it, so hit us.
Some might say I am disturbing.
He reaches into an inside jacket pocket, and he pulls out literally a carrot. And he kind of winces.
Tasty.
A little crooked, comes to a really sharp point. But it's a carrot.
It is a vegetable.
This is Frosty the Snowman's nose.
Oh.
Is he dead?
We don't think so.
Can he even die?
Is he Melty the No Man?
Unfortunately, it remains to be seen. This arrived in the mail early this morning.
Oh god.
Mail system up here?
Along with this, Gilly steps forward like you didn't even see her. She just is there next to you, and she hands you this envelope. And you see written on one side in the most like twisted red crayon serial killer font you've ever seen, "To the holiday nights."
To the Batman.
I left you all the clues,
Okay.
Mr. Detective.
This is bad.
Well, it's addressed to us. Let's open it. Come on.
It's already open. Like clearly Santa has read it.
It's a federal
But
crime
you
to
can
read someone
pull it
else's
out and-
mail.
So who
I take it
reads
out. I'll take it out.
Okay, so Saint Birthday. You
Yeah.
begin to, do you read it aloud to the group?
Sure.
So what you see in, actually it's written in like news clippings, so you can't see handwriting. There's handwriting on the front, but I already said that, so there's nothing I can do about it.
Mhm.
It says, "'Twas 2 nights before Christmas, and like it or not a creature did notice old Frosty get got. So while Santa Claus hides in his castle of lies, you're invited to play this fun game I devised. But if you can't find me ere Christmas Eve night, scary Christmas to all, and to all a good fight."
Huh.
But, like, who would even want to destroy Christmas?
Well, there is, as in most of these things, some truth in the various holiday media that is produced throughout the world, that there will always be dark forces, both magical and very human, who conspire against all that is good and joyful in the world. What is more good and joyful than Christmas? I don't mean that to brag. Christmas is more than me. It's a thing that people need, especially now. It's been a hard few years. This Christmas is, well, it's one of the more important. It's needed. Frosty, I can't even wrap my head around why anyone would want to harm him, but he does sit on the Christmas Council, and frankly, I'm shocked that there's someone out there able to capture him in such a way. He is a peaceful, jolly, happy soul, but he is still a formidable warrior. Retired, but those skills don't just go away. He was once a holiday knight, just like yourselves.
Oh, wow.
So no leads, no nothing. Just figure out the problem and come back victorious.
Gilly clears her throat and goes, well, there is one lead.
Do tell.
One person who is able to track any snowflake anywhere in the world. And she looks pointedly at Hal.
Hal just starts vibrating.
Santa goes, we've already reached out to him and he declined us as I expected him to. Winterlock, as is his right, does not meddle in the affairs of Christmas or any other holiday. However, that does seem to be the only lead that we have. If he's able to track Frosty, then we can get this sorted quickly. And, well, frankly, you would seem to be the best person to convince him.
He's never said no to me in my life. It would be a great shock if he said no to me now.
Gilly goes under her breath. Oh, that's not a great shock to me.
Oh, got him. I don't know if I quite know who Winterlock is.
Oh, that's
could
my fucking
I-
dad.
You
Yeah.
mentioned that at some point. Sorry.
Yeah.
I only am concerned with my own parents.
And
Where is your
yourself.
dad? And myself. I'm concerned with myself more than anyone else. Where is your dad?
That way.
Let's
Just
go.
Points in a direction.
Santa puts his hand over the swirling snowstorm and he begins to shape it like he's making a snowman himself. But what he does is he actually molds the snowflakes into solid crystal ice that forms a three-dimensional map on this war room table. And it shows the human world beyond the Christmas kingdom out in the actual Arctic. He goes, Winterlock is the elemental overseer of all things winter. Snow, ice, and all weather patterns are his domain within the winter months. He lives inside a range of glaciers. You know this.
Yeah.
But for the rest of your edification, you will have to travel beyond our borders, out into their world.
Well, with Hal at our lead, I have no doubt that we will find our way most readily.
I do it all the time. Okay, it's not scary. It's the real world, the human world. It's pretty fun, actually.
I tend to agree.
Yeah, just another Saturday for me.
So, Santa, just as a question, would you happen to have any tools that we could use on this expedition? Maybe presents? If not, it's okay. I just figured, Last year, Dracula gave us some things, and I was just curious.
Well, you may be needing this. and he reaches out a hand, and a crystal orb, a snow globe, appears in his hand, and he hands it to you. He goes, "Give this a shake, and you'll be able to communicate with me.
Oh,
Whoa.
cool.
Be careful who
All right.
sees you with that. You'll be in the human world. It cannot fall into anyone's hands."
Don't worry, I will keep it safe. And he shoves it in his pants like David Bowie in the Labyrinth.
Good. Last time I gave someone one of those, it ended up in a Christmas movie.
We won't let that happen.
Unless
Was
it's
it a-
really funny.
And I suppose, well, whoever did this is remarkably arrogant. Frosty's nose is in itself a quite powerful weapon. And he hands it out for anyone to take.
Yoink.
What weapons are you proficient in? What kinds of weapons?
I don't know. Whatever the ones warlock are. I only have one weapon, and it's the one that I have, you know?
Here, I got you. I can look it up. Classes. Warlock.
Race to flip through the book.
Warlocks are proficient in simple weapons.
So what is the first simple weapon that would come to mind for Hal?
Like, shape-wise?
Yeah.
Like, it's a dagger.
Okay. So as soon as your hand wraps around it, the carrot turns into this beautiful silver hilt with actual like a miniature snow globe on the pommel.
Whoa.
With this curved ice like diamond blade.
Yo.
Yeah.
And you instantly know that this is a +1 weapon that on top of the weapon's normal damage also does 1d10 cold damage that completely cuts through anything that has resistance or immunity to cold damage.
Let's go.
And you can feel in your hand, this thing will turn into any weapon that you're proficient in.
Whoa, that's cool.
That is a pretty cool gift.
You'll also be needing transportation, but, well, that's Mrs. Claus's territory, so you might want to go down and meet her in the garage. Gilly will show you the way.
I'm gonna look at the what's currently a dagger, and I'm going to look at Howl and go, I already have a knife at my disposal in a way. Would you like it?
I mean, I don't want to pose. I mean, I got this lance. It's pretty cool.
I mean, it does. I'd already do coldness. Do you want it Saint birthday?
I mean, no, not really. I don't have a lot of use for it, but I appreciate the offer. Listen. If I take it, will it become something else? Or will
It'll
it still
become
be
a different weapon that is the best suited weapon to you.
Oh, well, I guess let me see how it feels in my
Yeah,
hand.
what does it turn into? What does it turn into? I want to know. I
Let me
want
remind
to know.
myself what I'm actually proficient in
Everything? All of the things?
because I'm a battle master, I'm proficient in several other things. So I'm trying to find the artificer thing.
I think it might be everything.
am proficient in. Yeah, it might be everything. It's definitely, I don't think it's like heavy weaponry, but I've become proficient in martial weapons and simple weapons.
So
And-
that's
everything.
anything. Yeah, that's everything.
Oh, that's anything? Okay. I already have a longbow, so how about it becomes a
Make it a net,
I
no
have to
balls.
remember what these things look like. it becomes a morning star with an actual Christmas star at the end, and then hearts all the way
Wow.
down it. Yeah,
That rules.
See,
Okay.
that's way cooler than mine.
Yeah.
Oh,
and you
this
guys can
is-
pass it off at any point too, and it'll become whatever you need it to be.
oh hell
Weapon
yeah!
wise.
Okay,
So that would
And you
become
even
a lance.
and whoever is wielding it
Yeah.
too, you can turn it into any other weapon that you're proficient in at any time.
right.
You just
I
have
keep
to
it.
use a bonus action to change its shape.
I will keep this for now, but if anyone wants it at any point, it's theirs. Because I got some magical stuff that I can pull out anyways. So Santa, always a pleasure, never a chore. Shall we go find Mrs. Claus?
I'll bring you down to the garage.
Garage, we're going to the garage.
This
we're
way,
going to
knights.
the garage, we're going to the garage.
And
Keeps going.
she takes you. I think there's a series of just secret passageways so that you're not just marched through the bustling activity that is preparation for Christmas Eve. Or Christmas Eve night, rather.
Gilly, I get the feeling you don't like us too much.
Yeah, that's ridiculous. Us
Can I roll
is
an
a
insight check?
plural situation.
Gilly Lily
Me-
hates me, but it's okay.
I just want to roll insight for fun just to see what happens.
Sure.
I dropped it.
As I say that, I turn into a little
5.
black spectral mouse and I jump on her shoulder.
I got
5.
a 5. Gilly loves me.
I mean, she's not hiding it. She has open disdain only specifically for Hal. It's not going in any of like either of your directions.
I'm just being normally rude. In a different way. But yeah, we keep on going.
Oh, hey, Gilly, while Howling Wind is like being squished against the ceiling because he refuses to get off the damn horse.
Yes, Mr. Wind.
Do you know if I'm still on the naughty list or not?
Well, I shouldn't think so.
That's
Not
surprising.
after what you've done. You're heroes.
Oh, he didn't hear what I did over the summer. Cool.
Oh, he probably did. But at the same time, you know, you're not a human of the human world. So not as big a deal. I mean, things work a little bit differently within the kingdom. This way. And she brings you into a private elevator that can move in any direction. And it heads like across and down through this weird like void space, and it opens up into this bustling garage. And you see that Santa's sleigh is like center stage. It's up on a big platform. It is sleek and red. You see there's like a gym in here, and you can see that Santa's reindeer, a lot of them are like working out,
Pumping iron.
like getting ready for tonight.
I hate
And Rudolph
it.
is like coaching them, and Rudolph is like,
Slay.
yeah, exactly.
Oh my god. Why do you want us to fuck these reindeer?
I don't.
But you know
Jingle,
us.
bells, jingle, bells.
God,
That's
I
the
hate
one.
it here. I hate it here. I want to quit
That's
the
the
show.
one. And so there are like various elves in red and green mechanics jumpsuits that are actively working on the sleigh and like tuning it up and making sure that everything is ready for tonight. But you see right in the thick of that someone who stands towering over all of them, easily well over 6 feet tall, equally if not more buff than Santa himself. Although on her, it's not weird. If you've met Mrs. Claus before, unless she's going out and like doing very specific Christmas things, this is the form that she's just normally in. And you see that she is wearing a similar mechanic's jumpsuit, but it's only zipped up to her belt, and then it's kind of folded over, so it drapes over like a sweater kind of wrapped around her waist. And then she has like a grease-stained white tank top, so her like muscular arms are bared and just covered in like full tattoo sleeves. She has a half shave with white and red candy cane striped choppy hair that spikes straight back into a mohawk that falls down her back.
Step on me.
Like heavy eyeliner.
Ian, why are you doing this to us? We're not trying to be horny.
It's Christmas, Ian.
Have we not figured out what the tone of this episode is yet?
Horny.
Well, and as she steps up to you guys with this oversized wrench sort of slung over her shoulder, it looks like that could be used as a weapon. And she goes, "Oh, ho ho ho, holiday nights."
And then I turn back into myself. Ho 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 to you too.
Good to see you, though I do wish it were under better circumstances. I hear you need a sleigh.
Yes, your husband says that you have something for us.
Oh, I do. Been working on something special. Didn't think we'd have to use it this soon, but them's the cards.
So, can we take a peek?
Oh, yeah. And she walks you over and actually brings you through a separate door into a kind of a smaller mini garage. And it's currently under a tarp. And she pulls the tarp off. And you see absolutely nothing. The tarp that was draped over it was in the shape of a smaller sleigh. But when she pulled it out, there's nothing there. And then she reaches out and she smacks it, and you hear the metallic clank. And then she reaches in and she presses a button somewhere that you can't see. And then it comes to life and you see a white colored sleigh that is sleek and it shimmers. It looks like it almost like would blend into a blizzard as it flies. There's nowhere to like harness up a reindeer, but you do see like a beefy engine. So you see that this thing actually just flies on its own. There's a full like, what's the word I'm looking for? Like the airplane sort of command console, like a full cockpit setup. And she starts running you through it. She goes, I promise it's a lot more user-friendly than it looks. And she goes through the motions of showing you like how to work this thing. And what she tells you is that this is a cloaking sleigh meant for covert missions. It runs totally quiet, turns completely invisible, as well as everyone who is seated inside it. It actually forms a bubble of invisibility. And it's pretty fast.
Wow, talk about pimp my ride.
Yes, you have outdone yourself this year.
Yeah, well, I thought it was about time. It's been a rough few years out there. I figured we might be having some unforeseen situations. It's my job to try to foresee the unseen situations. So, cloaked sleigh.
Very wise.
Now, I should warn you, this is something of a test flight.
Oh.
But I'm sure it's fine. I'm good at my job.
I mean,
Well,
I can fly by myself. So if we fall out the sky, I'll be fine.
Good to know. That actually is comforting.
I can actually also fly by myself. Howling wind? Hopefully.
Only when the wild hunt is leading us. Otherwise, not so much.
We'll figure it out.
The horse might be a concern. Oh, you know what? Actually. And she starts like patting down like the folded over part of her mechanic jumpsuit, and she finds a pocket. Ah, got it. Here, take this. And she gives you a single golden jingle bell that has a like a little mechanism that like a clip. It clips on. It's like the front of a collar, a tag for a collar to put on wind.
Thank you.
She goes, go ahead and give that 3 taps. So you go ding, ding, ding. And wind shrinks down to the size of a little toy pony that can fit in one hand.
Honey, I shrunk the horse.
Maybe
That
we'll
should
have
make
to
things a
call
little
him.
easier.
Maybe you'll have to call him Breeze now. But
Just do that again and he'll come back to full size.
I would not like to have to cast that spell again. Thank you.
Yeah, well, believe it or not, I didn't design this thing to transport an entire horse. So, not that I'm knocking the horse. It's a cool horse, but,
Thank you, Grandma.
Thank you.
That reminds me, I do have cookies in the oven.
Well, we can get out of your hair and on our way so you can hopefully have a silent night. Di, would you like to be the one to do the honors of navigating us?
And like in slow motion, jumps up into the air and then in regular motion drops down into the seat and puts in some coordinates.
Fully laying down in the backseat.
Feel accent.
Putting wind on his head and just gripping the seat, terrified.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go!
And you blast off invisibly out. As you sail over, you see all of Christmasland spreading out before you. You can see the full landscape, the bustling metropolis of Santa's village beyond the candy cane forest. Even farther out than that, just wintry plains and mountains that stretch out forever and ever. And you can see even in the distance beyond the candy cane forest, there is a massive black mountain of coal as well. And as you fly past that beyond, you see the icy shores, you see the ships that the penguin sailing, like the penguin sailors, because that's like primarily their job. They are like the navy of this world.
That's good.
You see a lot of penguins in little sailor hats, just sort of unloading various cargo for the Christmas Eve festivities on these huge ships manned entirely by penguins. There are polar bears as well who are walking around, who are helping to offload some of the cargo, and they're walking upright on two legs. And then beyond out.
I just hold the Pez dispenser open and it just rains candy on them.
Heck yeah.
They're like, pretty normal for Christmasland, honestly. And then out over the chipped ice covered frozen waters. And you fly and fly and fly. And at this moment, all of you know, you're very aware that the portal to and from Christmasland, it doesn't work quite the same as others. Now, every portal to every holiday world works a little bit differently in a unique way to the magic of that world. And here, the magic of Christmas is largely and primarily tied to belief. It's not just like there's one place that you go to cross over like a door. If you're getting to Christmasland, you simply sail out into the Arctic, believing full well that you will end up in Christmasland, and eventually you will. The harder you believe, the faster you'll get there. Getting out is a similar feeling. That belief, that knowledge that you are going to the human world is what gets you there. And eventually, you just sort of notice that the ocean has shifted. It happens in the space of a blink. And you look around and there's distinctly less magic. The cold bites a little bit harder. Not in that magical, warm, cozy cold that a snowflake in Santa's village might have. It's real. In a very different way. And you see beyond, I mean, there are no people around for miles as far as you know. But you do see in the distance just a massive wall, a glacial wall, crystalline, perpetually falling as well. You see bits of it sloughing off and crashing into the ocean below. And Hal, you know right where to go.
And as just like the sleigh is just like veering wildly as we navigate like these blizzard winds.
Is
Saint in
there
the back, like,
anything that we should know about this guy?
He might try to recruit you to join his band.
should we?
I'll play a record for you first, and then you can decide.
Sounds good.
It's just death grips.
So you guys land on this perfectly level sort of platform behind that glacial wall and begin to navigate and climb around these hidden stairways. They're hidden by these icy sort of optical illusions that you don't see them until you're there. And you cross up and up and up until you come to another platform, and you look in front of you and you notice, knowing full well that it's there, a bit of that power of belief is still at play, as you see this crystalline set of double doors.
I just bust through like I would normally do.
It's your house.
It's my house. I live here sometimes.
You open the doors, like you would think that it would require great strength. They're huge doors, but you push them right open as if they expected you. And as you all step inside, you see what you could not see from the outside through the frosted sort of glacial surface. It is this echoing just series of chambers, and as the glaciers float and move and shift and slough off, so too does this entire area move and change. There are platforms, icy stairs, everything made of this beautiful frosted crystal, but the rooms themselves move and shift, the staircases constantly shifting and sliding, grinding across the ground, and with every movement there are tines of crystalline vibrations that are making music in the air, and that music, it almost forms a beat.
Whoa.
It's like the entire chamber is singing to you in harmony, and it's at first beautiful and orchestral, and then kind of haunting, and then it's a little bit funky, and it stays in that weird funky place for a while, and you hear other instruments at play here too. And almost as though the entire chamber is playing him in, a figure begins to walk down from this platform high above, a second floor, with a perfect crystalline spiraling staircase coming from symmetrical opposite ends, like on either side. And he steps out onto that platform and begins to walk down with a showman's like Elton John level grace, with this flowing gradient white to blue sleeveless robe with just sheet like snow like white skin, hard angular features with a long nose and sharp crystalline eyes. His hair is like ice chips growing straight out of his head and then like spiking back and behind these long pointed ears as he smiles through the most like blindingly white teeth you've ever seen, as the music continues to play him down. As he steps amongst your midst, his robe swirling around him with a flourish, as he bows deeply to you. He goes, "Well, my darling, you seem to have brought some friends."
Yes. Everybody, this is my dad. Father, this is Howling Wind, son of the Wild Hunt, one might say, and a Saint Birthday.
How do you do? You seem like my kind of guy.
Well, if you are the kind of person who enjoys the colder months, respects them as they do deserve, then I see no reason why I shouldn't be everyone's kind of guest.
I respect them. I also respect someone whose house plays them in every time they enter a room. I think that is just top tier.
His eyes kind of go wild for a second, and he clicks his fingers together, and he goes, "Do you like music?"
It's one of the things I like. I would say I love it.
Most excellent, yes. And he reaches out and he begins to conduct in the air, and ice begins to like anti-gravity swirl up off the ground, and he moves it and shifts it, and he begins to form up out of the ground, out of the ice, a drum set, speakers,
Whoa.
all like a whole bandstand setup with like icy automatons that grow up out of the ground as well that begin to play. But as he does this, you see a whole room of the house. As he pulls up and creates here, he actually melts. So in real time, you see a whole room of his house just melting. And he says, "You hear that? That is the sound of perfect balance and a little jazz rock, just for flavor. Good day. Now tell me, holiday nights, new friends of my darling, what brings you to my harmonious abode?"
Someone got kidnapped.
And we got to kill them.
The person who was kidnapped.
No, the person who did the kidnapping.
Well, we don't know
Yes,
for
that does
sure
make
yet.
more sense.
You're not going to like it. I will disclaim, but it is important, okay?
I'll keep my own counsel regarding what I will and will not dislike. That is a matter of the future, which cannot be determined without the words of the
Santa
present.
Claus.
His whole expression falls. Oh, you're right, I don't like that. Darling, you know the rules.
Yeah, but now it's officially my problem that I have to solve, and we do genuinely need your help.
He turns and like dramatically flourishes his arm up to his head. Oh, the burdens of being the embodiment of a season. Well, if you're going to tell me about him, then we're going to need refreshments. Come. And he leads you guys up to the second floor, down this long crystalline hallway, just filled with sculptures of himself in different outfits, until you get to this sort of kitchen/dining room area where he begins to prepare you these really elaborate, like wine glass sort of goblets of ice water, and gives them to you.
Wow, Glacier Fresh.
It is, yeah, I mean, it is exactly that. All right.
So, yes.
I'm waiting.
Frosty the Snowman got kidnapped. We actually have his nose. It's currently a morning star. And there was a ransom note, which we will produce. Yes.
Little cliche, if you ask me.
And we don't need anything except for maybe just a little direction on where to go. So not technically interfering, because you're just telling me where to go.
To save a jolly happy soul.
Not
You
Santa.
want me to track Frosty the Snowman?
Yes.
Above all other things, I believe in balance. To create life out of nature, where nature did not intend to do so of its own accord, is something of a perversion, you see. These automatons you see before you, you do see like the little icy sort of servants walking around. He goes, as I make them, I unmake others, and they are not truly alive. They serve nature. They serve a purpose. Frosty is born of something decidedly out of my jurisdiction. I feel I should tell you. Theoretically, since he is a creature of snow, I could pinpoint his location. However, he is made from snow from and in the Christmas world. So, if for any reason he does not want to be found by me, well, he doesn't have to be. So there's a very real chance this won't even work. You say this is non-interference, but you're the holiday knight. You save holidays. And that's not to say I'm not proud of you. And don't get me wrong, I do love the holidays. It's never been personal. But nature is beyond such concepts. It's perpetual and eternal. I can't show favoritism to any one. You're asking me to save Christmas. There's got to be something in it for me.
I am your child. That's all I have.
You are. I want you to be able to make your own choices. I mean, you're an adult.
Is that how that works?
Well, you're certainly not a little ball anymore.
That's true. I can't bounce as well.
As all of you know, have they told you?
No.
When they were, well, I won't say they were born. They weren't really born, but they were sort of willed into existence. They were just a little blue ball with a face, bounced all around every which way.
It
Wow.
made my mother quite mad sometimes because I would knock over her bowls of candy.
Well, maybe she shouldn't
Very
have kept so
charming.
much damn candy around, but that's not really my problem now, is it?
Things that could be for you, sir. I am fairly handy with making things that anyone wishes. I was thinking in particular if you would like some sort of sound system, some kind of new musical instruments, something to really beef this place up. A subwoofer, maybe, in the back of any sleighs you might have. I could provide that.
A gift for me.
Indeed. It would be a birthday gift and not a Christmas gift.
I have always been and will always be, and as such have never had a birthday. It's quite intriguing. And the happy birthday song is iconic, though it is due for an upgrade.
I
Perhaps I'll
agree,
be the one to
actually.
write it. All right, show me.
Oh, right now.
Yes, right now. He smiles wickedly.
Do you even do that?
Not
Say
really.
birthday?
In
Kind of.
Holiday Camp, Howling Wind will look over at Saint Birthday and be like, "Hey, give me the nose."
I hate it with those.
Okay.
Hold on.
He's
I might be able to do something.
Howling is going to try to use the nose to create like the most perfect tuning fork ever made.
Interesting. That is not what it does. But I'm interested in trying to allow it to happen, but it'll be hard. Go ahead and roll an Arcana check.
Oh shit. Watch this. Dumb boy hours. 3.
Hell yeah.
It becomes a trident with no inherent musical ability. He goes, that's a weapon. Or conversely, a fork for a giant. And I've met a few giants in my time. They're not much for forks, or really any sort of traditional silverware. They really just sort of grab things, whole animals often, and put them right in their gullet. A little unseemly, actually.
I feel like whatever we figure out is going to be an after sort of thing, because he's just a little guy compared to you. He can't really just like do stuff.
But you are a little birthday boy, so perhaps your promises might be worth something, and you are keeping good company.
I mean,
So,
as a little bit of something to Yule tide you over, and he goes over to one of the like frozen speakers that Homeboy created, and he taps it, and this is something I can just do. I'm trying to figure out which one I want it to be. It has to be this. So the effect I'm doing is the object sheds bright light in a 5-foot radius and dim light for an additional 5 feet. So it just begins to pulsate with the music that's playing and kind of changing colors and shapes, like in a modern car. And that's just for now.
Truly exquisite. Oh, all right then. I do love a good deal. And I suppose just giving you the information, you still have to, what is it they like to say? Save the day.
Indeed.
All right. Let's have a look. And he looks up and he makes a circle with his finger, and a gust of wind spirals up from his finger and bores a him-sized hole through the ceiling, and it just rains ice around him, but none of it touches him, and he just begins to float up through the hole.
I turn into a raven and I go up there. See you, losers.
As a bonus action, I tap one of the shoulders of my cape. The heart on the back splits apart. They become wings. I hold out my hand to Howling Wind. I'm like, "Do you want to come along?"
Oh, sure. I was going to do some property damage, but this sounds more fun.
Can I just carry Howling Wind up? Do I have to do a strength check or something for that?
No, you can carry him.
All right. Wind will be right back. Don't go anywhere. I'll leave Val with you really quick. I forgot to mention that I have a little mechanical dove that always sits on my shoulder. If you watch the Halloween episode, you know that. And it goes, and then just kind of flies down and sits on Wind's head. And Howling Wind and I go up.
It's funny because it's a person-sized hole, so when you're carrying him, you have to like hold him down below you, like strain on your arms as you float up through this hole, and you emerge into this huge chamber filled with what you at first think are icicles. But as he whips his finger, you see a breeze move through them, and it's just a bunch of ice-based wind chimes. And they create the most perfect series of harmonies that you've ever heard. just tinging all across the room. They're echoing and bouncing. And as they do, some of them actually light up with different colored, almost like disco lights that just swirl through the room and like light up different points. He goes, all right, let's see now. And as the chimes continue to produce these lights, you start seeing that they're projecting all along the walls like a shadow puppet theater, like a map of the world. He goes, do you have something of Frosty's? Perhaps your giant fork? There?
Howling Moon will turn it into a sling and then like throw it, and then like it'll transform into the sling ball that throws.
Whoa, that's cool.
Yo.
He grabs it and he goes, oh, there's got to be some small trace. And you see his blue eyes, they actually swirl like they are, they're focusing like a camera. Like he's looking through a microscope through his own eyes. And he goes, oh, I see you, tiny snowflake particle. And he blows, and you see the ice crystals grow and expand into large snowflakes that then spread up on the wind and scatter into new shapes. And you see in front of you, outlined in snow, it almost similar to Santa's, but made more out of music and pulling up out of the ice is this image of a huge mountain. And the lights that are being created by this magic are casting shadows, so the mountain actually appears to be completely black. And it looks familiar, something you saw earlier. And you see one of those points, the original particle that he first blew off of Frosty's nose. It descends as a single point of light underneath the mountain, deep, deep below, and it continues until you can barely see it. He looks down, and as it's several levels below, through sheets and sheets of ice, he goes, curious. It looks like old Frosty the Snowman has gotten himself landed in Jingle Bell Rock. If you guys want to try to know what this is before he says it, I am going to just tell you what it is, but
Yes. I want to try to be a smart boy for once in my
you
life.
can make a history check to see if you know. It's keyed to Christmas, which none of you guys are. So
Wow.
Nat 20, let's go.
Nat 20?
Whoa.
At 2.
Okay. So only the Nat 20. This is some legendary information. This is not general Christmas lore because it's a little dark for Christmas, so it's not part of the mythology that bleeds out to the human world. But within the holiday realms, there is a certain amount of like faith in security systems that you have to have, knowing that holiday nights are something that are periodically needed. There has to be something done with threats to the Christmas world and to any holiday world, and Christmas is no exception. Jingle Bell Rock is a prison. By all accounts, it is a massive mountain made entirely of coal. Contained inside and underneath are only the most dangerous figures from throughout history who have tried to destroy Christmas.
So, Frosty's in prison. Why would we get a ransom note for a snowman who's in the big house? Have you guys been to? Have you guys ever been to?
The prison.
The prison, the Christmas prison.
Oh,
Jingle Bell Rock.
Jingle Bell Rock. Sorry, it took me a second.
Not that one specifically, but I have been to prison before. Yes.
I've always tried, but I've always outrun him.
I can usually talk my way out, but Winterlock, do you know how to get to Jingle Bell Rock?
Well, it's back in Christmas land beyond the Candy Cane Forest.
And has there been any news from Jingle Bell Rock lately about, I don't know, prisoners taking over, them conspiring to destroy Christmas?
Not that I would have heard of. That is far beyond my realm of, well, I was going to say jurisdiction, but what I mean to say is interest.
Understandable.
Strange indeed, though, to have Santa send you on such a mission only to have Frosty be theoretically in his own domain.
I look back at the ransom note and see if I can kind of identify the handwriting on the front.
On the front?
Yeah. You said there's handwriting on the front.
I mean, you can make what would that be? Beyond just a regular intelligence check.
Investigation?
Investigation, yeah.
Yeah, investigation. That makes sense. Okay.
You can see the gears in Hal's head trying to turn so hard, but just
Mama
there's nothing.
needs
Nothing.
a new pair of Christmas shoes. Okay. That's a 23, but I am going to use an artificer ability called Flash of Genius. And it's when I am making me or a creature I can see within 30 feet makes an ability check or saving throw. You can use a reaction to add your intelligence. Oh, wait, I already did it. Add my intelligence modifier. I don't think I can add it twice. So 23 is what it is.
23 is really good. The handwriting on the front, it looks like it is really exaggerated. It looks like it's done in such a way where it was like deliberately trying to hide handwriting by being like super exaggerated. But the strokes themselves of the actual writing, it's almost like the hand that would have been holding the quill or pen or whatever might have been kind of shaky or maybe like a weaker grip. And looking at the handwriting, it's not really the handwriting that gets your attention so much as it is there are tiny droplets, like long since dried. So they're almost unnoticeable. But as you look closer, there are like dried droplets of water that have stayed on the paper, sort of around where the hand would have been resting. In order
I see
to
these
write.
droplets around where the hand would have been resting in order to write. Could Frosty have been forced to write his own ransom note? Or could it perhaps be someone else?
I don't think that's outside the realm of possibility right now.
Indeed.
Well, I'll give you this one for free. That place, Santa's not entirely proud of it. It's necessary, but there's a reason it's well out beyond the Candy Cane Forest. You think the denizens of the jolliest land in all of the lands want to see that, to know, to be reminded that that's there? And ordinarily, the way this works, I can get a perfect, clear picture. This is not a perfect, clear picture, and I'll tell you why. This is one of the Christmas Kingdom's most secret and maximum security locations. In the same way that I couldn't see a clear picture of a snow that has fallen, say, for example, inside Santa's workshop, I can't see inside. I can only give you a vague hint. I can show you there he is, deep, deep below, a trace of him at least. But I can't see more specifics than that.
Do you know of any prisoners that would have been kept in Jingle Bell Rock?
Well, there have
Just
been a few over the years. You have to... Well, you have to be pretty serious to land it up in there. That mountain, made entirely of coal, that wasn't constructed, that wasn't forged in any way. That coal is created by the burning hatred of Christmas emanating from the people imprisoned below.
Oh.
Huh.
Well, we're looking at what is perhaps the deepest level of Jingle Bell Rock. And even I, disinterested as I am well aware of who resides in the deepest level of Jingle Bell Rock. Been
And
there
who was
for
that?
quite a long time, thousands of years, in fact.
Who?
The Krampus.
Indeed. Well,
Okay.
team, here's the
I
play
see.
that I think could work. What was the name of the elf who we had been speaking to? Was it
Gilly Gumdrop.
Gilly Gumdrop? I cast Alter Self on myself. We go to prison. Me as Gilly Gumdrop, you two as yourselves. We kind of talk our way in. I assume Gilly Gumdrop is sort of high up. We get in and just run wild and find Frosty and get the fuck out of there.
Worst comes to worst, we could just light it on fire as we leave. I don't think that coal is very good at putting itself out.
Entirely fair.
Interesting to me that you all, being the holiday knights working directly for Santa Claus, should feel the need to sneak in. Gives me a little insight into where your heads are at.
Well, it just seems like the call is coming from inside the kingdom, if you catch my drift.
Also, it's more fun this way.
Mm-hmm. So, I don't think there's anywhere to go but forward.
Good luck, new friends. Live long enough to keep your promise. And, darling, I hope to see you for dinner.
Oh yeah, we'll be in and out. Oh, one more thing. And I turn back into a raven and I fly away. I have a question. Is everything just ice here? Is there like fabric and stuff? Like is the bed just ice? Is my bed just an ice bed with an ice pillow with ice blankets?
No, he's got stuff. He's got furniture and things here too. He
The
likes
frozen
stuff.
waterbed.
Yeah.
He makes a lot of stuff out of ice because it's convenient and he likes it and it's cool. It's his vibe. But like permanent fixtures are not ice.
I think you see that I come back with a little like sachet almost, and it has a couple of little like shiny little diamond like rocks in them. And it has like a Q on it. And they just are holding it in their hand and they're counting how many little diamonds are in it, and then they tie up the sachet and they put it in their pocket. Okay, now we can go.
Few diamonds for Die, and we're out the door.
Well, not for me.
For all of us?
And I think like we're walking out the door as we say this. And they just say that like out loud. And then as they say that, they like flinch and freeze because they didn't realize they like said that out loud. And they look and they turn back to their dad and they have a very guilty face. She wanted them back.
Oh, ooh, woof.
Fair enough.
To be fair, they were kept in my room and are technically mine.
Yes, I think I like that better.
I like to imagine that Howling Wind just grabbed Saint Birthday and just rode out as fast as possible on his horse when that happened.
Man, being a child of divorce is rough, huh?
That's the closest to death I've ever been.
It's the closest
As
to
you
death I've
guys
ever been.
ride out and you're left alone with your father, he does step up and a bit of that showmanship falls away, and he does take on a bit more of a sort of intimate, like fatherly expression, and he cups your face in his hands and he says, "Be careful, man. I never expected you to follow in my footsteps. I mean, you couldn't possibly. You have a connection to the holidays that I need to respect. I hope you don't think I resent that in any way. I quite love humans, and the holidays are something good. But know that my distrust of the foundation of Santa's kingdom, there's a root there. Magic not meant to be meddled with. I'm not saying he's a bad man. I would never. But I'm asking you to be careful. Keep an open mind. And above all things, think for yourself, which I know you can do."
I will. I don't really play in any other kingdoms than hers, so I don't really care about Christmas in the same way. So it's not hard for me to think a little deeper on this one. Use the brain cells that I'm supposed to have. And all I'll say is that she wanted them back because she was missing the snow. And I turn into a raven and I fly away really fast.
You just hear his echoing laughter fade and morph into a song, harmonizing with itself. And the doors close behind you, and you hear it no longer. As you get back in the sleigh, rev it up, turn invisible, and fly out back over the frozen Arctic waters, believing hard in where you're going, which isn't hard because you know it's there, until you blink and find yourselves once again heading toward the shores, crossing over the candy cane forest and toward the black mountain of Jingle Bell Rock. So as you are flying and Jingle Bell Rock is, or at least the mountain of coal above Jingle Bell Rock is coming into view, you guys have to decide, first of all, where you're going to land, and second of all, how you're going to approach this.
I have a forgery kit that I forgot about until about 5 minutes
sick.
ago. So I can just forge documents that like say we can go in there if they give us any resistance.
Yeah, I was gonna ask if we were pulling up with stealth, but that doesn't make any sense if we're coming in as if we're supposed to be official. So, pull up.
Hop
Pull
out
up in
at
the
the after
sled.
party.
Yeah, exactly. Pull up with my swag on. I think we just pull up in front of the gym, the prison. A gym is a prison to me.
Is that true?
And hop out. Saint Birthday has cast Alter Self on himself, using one of his artificer. Wow, we love pronunciation. Artificer infusions, which is a spell refueling ring. So there's a little ring on his hand that looks like a a birthday cake with 3 candles. He touches it, the flames go out, and he suddenly looks like our friend. Why can I not?
Gilly.
Gilly?
Gilly.
Sorry. Okay, yeah. Gilly.
Mhm.
All right, so are we ready to go in?
Whoa. Yeah. So I will also make a point of note as you were reaching into your like just into your jacket and like checking all your stuff. Saint Birthday, you notice there's something that was not in there before, something in an inside pocket that you don't remember like getting slipped in there, but it must have when you were still at Winterlocks, because there is a small vial of some like a clear blue liquid. As you shake it up and you hold it in your hand, it starts to infuse, and you realize you've been attuning to it without knowing as you've been flying.
Wow.
And what this is that if you drink it, you immediately heal up any cold damage you took that turn.
Whoa.
Ooh.
Or within 1 round, rather.
This is an ice gift. All right, let's go.
Okay. So you guys are just going to walk up. So
Yeah.
as you're approaching the mountain,
What's up?
you see
Fuckers.
that there are these craggy, sort of naturally formed surfaces, and then they've been carved beyond that into paths. So there are soldiers patrolling up top, and you notice as you get closer that something that you would have already known, this place is guarded by nutcrackers, specifically. Like tall wooden beings with the big black hats and the red. Most of them have spears, but a lot of them actually utilize their like nutcrack mouth for damage doing. That in itself is a weapon that they use.
That's horrifying.
Terrifying, genuinely.
But they are just actively patrolling, and you see that there is a front entrance as well, where a couple of them are just posted up like British guards, not moving, right in front of the door. And one of them puts a hand up and goes, "Stop."
Hi, I'm
Stop.
What was out of character? What was Gilly's last name again?
Gumdrop.
Gumdrop. Hi, I am Gilly Gumdrop from the Christmas Kingdom. Come on official Christmas business with 2 of the holiday nights to interview Krampus. Again, this is secret Christmas business, so I can't actually divulge any of the information to you. But Hal of Diamond, if you will present the documentation.
What is the documentation?
It's just like like a document that basically outlines everything that Gilly just said and is like signed by Santa.
Okay. That was the information I needed. Does it specify what what role is associated with a forgery kit? Because I do not recall.
I'm pretty sure it's Dex. I'm pretty sure.
And you're proficient in it?
And I'm proficient in it, so
Okay.
it will be a +7 roll.
Okay.
Can I give them the help action?
How? If you can explain how.
I'm actually, instead of doing the help action, I will give them just Flash of Genius, which is
You roboted out so hard. Just
Bro, you got
I'm
stretched
sorry.
between dimensions.
I know.
You add +5 is what you said, I think, right?
You were reacting. Yeah. I thought you were reacting to the coolness of the fact that you add +5 because of me.
It is cool.
It is
Do you
cool.
want me to take
But
that
no,
again?
you went you.
Also, sorry for
Exactly.
like
Wait, let me-
completely losing my shit for like 2 minutes straight.
You're
Just
good.
when you said that the nutcrackers use their mouth as a weapon, all I
Mhm.
started hearing was, "Can I put my balls in your jaw?"
Can I take that again from help action?
Yeah.
Actually, instead of giving them the help action, I'll give them Flash of Genius, which is +5.
Cool.
Okay, so that makes it a +12.
Mhm.
Nice.
Nat
Nat 20. Nat 20.
Nat 20. Nat 20.
Guaranteed.
Da-da-da-da-da-da. Oh,
Not bad.
not bad. Not bad. That was a
Okay.
13, so that's a 25.
Yeah.
Okay. So 25, you successfully make the document, and because the document is official, then I'm not gonna have a persuasion check have to happen here, because what you specifically needed, that's like, you see that he's about to say, before you produce the document, the Nutcracker is saying, like, no one gets it without an official letter from Santa.
Show it to
Looks at it.
Yeah, I hold it up, the bottom of it up, because he's taller than me.
If
Yeah,
that's not
here.
enough, we can just speak to Warden Drosselmeyer and clear this all up, but you could just let us in.
Could you name drop a warden?
Drosselmeyer is the person who creates the Nutcracker and the Nutcracker, the Mouse King.
Oh.
Holy shit,
now
that's
I
a deep
knowledge
cut.
that we didn't have.
I'll accept it. I hadn't come up with a warden character. Yeah, and you
You
so
seem smart.
that is an official document now. Because deception is happening, I'm thinking, because this went so well, and because you are in the character, I'm gonna have Saint Birthday now roll a deception check at advantage.
Sick. All right. I'm gonna give myself Flash of Genius because I can do that 5 times.
Okay.
I want to make sure I can add Flash of Genius. Let me check, because that would be a 14 otherwise, which I'm not loving. Especially when you see creatures with mixed abilities, after same time you can use your reaction to add your intelligence modifier to the roll. If you
Does it
allow
say
me to
you
use
can
that,
do it before or after you learn what the DC was?
it says when you see it, when you or another creature you can see within 30 feet makes an ability check or saving throw, you can use a reaction to add your intelligence modifier to the roll. And it just says you can use this equal to the number of your intelligence modifier.
Okay, so it doesn't say whether or not you can find out if you failed without using it first.
No.
Because the first step went so well, I'm going to give it to you that 14 was legitimately the DC.
Okay.
The DC was lowered to 14 because of so okay. So they inspect it, they look you over, and they go, well, they have the proper documentation. I see no reason why. Yes, all right. Which of us shall escort them? Yes, good question. All right. Rock, paper, scissors. 1, 2, 3. Drat, scissors. You win. I will see you later. Yes, here at my post. Good day. Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas. And you hear, like, up in the mountains, Merry Christmas, Merry Christmas, Merry Christmas, Merry Christmas.
They're friends. They like each other.
He spins on a dime and goes, "Hut," and then his legs start just like canning out in front of him as he begins to walk you into this mountain, straight into this like ancient looking wooden platform with a pulley system that will descend down straight like you're going into a mine shaft. And you descend and descend, and as you do, you begin to see this hollow underground cavern. And you see there are platforms leading out from the central structure around the elevator that stretch out into a railed walkway that, like in a circle around, as built into the sides of the cave walls are the various cells. And you descend deeper and deeper and deeper as it gets darker, and like it's only illuminated by torchlight. And you go all the way down and you hit what seems to be the bottom floor. And as you do so, you see that the Nutcracker has to actually step out onto just the like earth and begin to unlatch with a key ring, like a series of padlocks on the next platform, and using his immense wooden/mechanical man strength actually pulls up the platform that leads down into the next part like a trap door. And you head down, and the vibe completely changes. As you move down into what looks like a lavish foyer.
What?
The bottom level appears to be like this big, it's a study, and there is a Christmas tree down here, but it is decorated entirely with ornaments made of coal. There is a fireplace that is currently lit. It's cozy down here. There's like seating.
Is this a prison cell?
Yes, Krampus's prison cell.
Oh. Where is he?
Well, having someone come down, Krampus was placed into the actual holding area here for your safety, as is standard protocol.
Oh. We appreciate that. Let me confer with my colleagues for a moment, if you don't mind.
Start speaking in thieves' cant. I'm gonna stop doing the voice for a second just because it's hurting my throat. Hey, so we're not actually going to see the Krampus. Like, that wasn't our goal. How are we gonna get away from this guard to go find Frosty? Or should we try to pump Krampus for information first?
I mean, we're here.
Yeah.
So we
I
might
was-
as well.
Yeah.
I
Point
came
of
in
note,
with, like,
what you guys saw too, like at Winterlocks, is the deepest level, which this is.
Mm-hmm.
This
That's
should-
what he
yes,
told you, is like,
This
this
should
is
be
the
like-
area where Frosty's trace was.
I did
My bad.
read the area as well, so
My brain just went to, we're going in just to get in and then we find him. I forgot that he's at the lowest level. So we're good. Okay.
Whoop. Sorry, we just had to touch base on some minor clerical issues. Whenever you're ready.
Would you prefer accompaniment?
no, I think we can handle it.
I trust these two with my safety. So thank you so much. But if you just wait out here, we'll be perfectly fine.
I shall be just at the floor above. Please ring the bell should you require anything. Though I do believe having 2 of the holiday nights with you, you should be quite safe. Our security systems, they are unmatched.
No one
The-
gets hurt at Christmas.
The hallowed diamond gives Howie a look of like, wow, they really are just letting us do whatever we want now.
You had a letter from Santa and you rolled real high.
Cool.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going with it. The dice did the work.
Let's go.
Let's go.
And I threatened to talk to their manager too.
So he ascends back up to the next level up, leaving you guys in this foyer. He points you in the direction you need to go. And I think you do notice there is like light classical music playing in the background as well. And you look over and you see there is a glass wall,
Hello, Clarice.
like a reinforced glass wall, behind which, within this large foyer, there is just sort of a smaller like bedroom chamber. And there is like cell stuff in there. There is a toilet in there, but there's also like a tiny library, like a little bookshelf rather, and a desk. And you see, sitting at that desk is the figure of the Krampus, who is a black-furred, goat-like creature with burning red eyes, a toothy muzzle, and curved goat-like horns. And he is currently wearing, oh man, I have to, Christmas prison jumpsuit.
It's candy cane strap.
It's candy
Yeah.
cane.
He has a candy cane striped jumpsuit on, that his fur is like puffing up out of. And he's sitting there with his fingers crossed with these yellowed, long, pointed nails. And he smiles at you. He goes, I cannot say I was expecting company this evening. Or is it evening? It is hard to keep track of the daylight down here so deep below.
What time is it? I don't wear watches.
Been a few hours, and you started at like 10 a.m., so
Midday.
It's late afternoon.
yeah, midday 1.
Well, we have reason to believe that you actually have Frosty the Snowman down here. So where is he?
You were led to believe this, were you? And pray tell, what avenue did lead you to this conclusion?
4th and Boulevard.
Or parents. And you know, parents don't lie. Ever.
Interesting man, Frosty the Snowman. A jolly happy soul, they say. If only the people who so merrily annually sing his song knew his true origins. As I am burdened with knowledge, I do wonder. Holiday nights. And he gives you this look like, that's right. I know who you are.
He's got true sight. He knows what's up.
Well, actually, he looks at the ones who are clearly the holiday nights. I'll make an insight
sorry.
check, though.
Yeah.
So that's a dirty 20.
Do you want me to roll deception against it?
Yeah.
Something?
If you're trying to keep your identity secret.
Yeah. I might have actually beat that. Or met it. Yeah, I also got a dirty 20.
Whoa.
Okay. So in those cases, doesn't the tie go to the me? So
Yeah,
he goes, so his eyebrows kind of furrow, these like wild eyebrows over the fur. And he goes, very clever using the visage of Gilly Gumdrop to come and visit me.
Well, we've been known to have clever ideas every once in a while.
Yes. I have heard the Nutcrackers speaking of your exploits 2 Halloweens past. It makes for a riveting tale. Perhaps someday something to add to my bookshelf. But in the meantime, I imagined you are dying to see the root of your conflict. Yes, Krampus does know. More than he gets credit for.
I've never spoken to someone who just transitions to speaking about themselves in the third person, like halfway through a conversation. That's something I'm going to keep in the back of my brain.
And
Pretty
that's
good power
crazy
move.
because I talk in other people's voices all the time.
Exactly.
You are correct. The hush money does keep me quite comfortable. However, the loneliness, one does tend to develop certain habits.
And why would they need to hush you up?
Why else? Because I know something about the foundation of Christmas, of old Santa Claus's character, what kind of man he truly is. By now you probably know. He and I were not always enemies. We were friends once, partners even. Early in the days of Christmas, when Santa was young, new to his power. He did not have the heart for the punishment of the naughty children. He only wanted to give gifts. That's where I came in. And he should have known punishment of naughtiness is to be taken quite seriously. Young and naive as he was, he did not agree with my, shall we say, violent methods. And I did not agree with his disagreement. So, as is the way of things, war was fought. But Santa, he did not want to spill the blood of his elves, ruin his foundation of a holiday that was sure to take off, much like his slave. And so he created an army for himself, made from nature itself. The real origin. But perhaps I am not the one who should be telling you this story. I've done my part. And he reaches into a book that is like closed on the table. He opens it up and you see that there is a single snowflake pressed into the book.
Motherfucker.
Oh,
He takes out the snowflake and he blows on it, similarly to how Winterlock did. But instead of this glittering harmonious note, you just hear this horrible whistling sound, a whistle between yellowed pointed teeth, and this strange black, almost like pollen spores. They just swirl around in the shape of snowflakes, but then they erupt, and out of that darkness, a small blizzard begins to form. And like watching melting in reverse, a puddle of water just falls unceremoniously to the ground from the snowflake and then begins to freeze and form into the tri-bulbous, top-hatted, twig-armed, button-eyed form of Frosty the Snowman. He stands amongst you, and his mouth curls into a smile. He goes, "Well, you found me a lot sooner than I thought you would. Credit where credit is due, Holiday Nights."
You say that like it's a problem.
you say that like you didn't want to be found.
If I kill you, can I keep your hat?
You hear Krampus behind him like step up and walk straight up to the glass. He goes, "I held up my end, Frosty. Our agreement." And Frosty goes, "Yes, our agreement." And Frosty begins to cackle and he erupts. His entire body just explodes.
Oh, God.
And you are engulfed in a swirling blizzard. And as you are shivering into this, it's not dealing you damage, but you see the area around you is melting away. And you just barely catch the image of nutcrackers trying to pour into the room before it all melts away and there is nothing around you but open daylight.
Cool. Fun.
Did he just blow up the basement, or did he transport us outside?
Difficult to tell. It seems like you have just been teleported. As you're looking
To
around,
anywhere familiar.
there is
Or just the outside in the tundra.
you guys can go ahead and roll perception checks while I
Yeah,
describe
we'll do
just
that.
what you basically see.
Okay.
Your feet are planted in fresh snow, and you feel a chill and like smell salt beneath the cold. And you look behind you and you're standing on the shores of Christmasland. You flew over this before.
Whoa.
Beyond is just water and glacial patches. And there are different levels. There are like tiny little like icy cliffs that spread up, like up to the actual continent, but you're kind of down in the shoreline. And all around you, there is nothing but snow. There are no structures, nothing.
18.
22, 16 plus 6.
10.
10, you get what I just said. But with a 16 and a 22, you guys are looking around and there's really nothing particularly remarkable about it. You notice that you are not anywhere near the docks. There are no docks built here. So it's not the exact area that you flew over, but you're clearly still in the Christmas Kingdom.
Mhm.
With a 22, you're looking around these fields, you're like looking at the position of the sun, and you're reaching back into history in your mind. And it occurs to you before Frosty begins to speak, you already know this is where a legendary battle took place. This is where it is said that Santa defeated Krampus thousands of years ago.
Why would you take us to the place where Santa and Krampus fought?
Because the truth is important. See, I've recently learned the truth myself, and well, the funny thing about the truth is nobody wants to just hear it. You have to see it for yourself. Unfortunately, there's not much to see here, truly, but I thought if anyone would understand, if anyone would help me, it would be holiday nights. You see, you're supposed to protect the sanctity of the holiday. Mm-hmm. And his like top round head is like nodding. And he turns over and he goes, well, I had to do what I had to do to get you here. I hope you don't think any less of me for associating with one such as him, but to be fair, he did give me the information that opened my eyes. And he looks over and draws all of your attention to Krampus, frozen in a block of ice with a look of horror like frozen on his face as he's like,
I mean, I respect you less for multiple reasons. One, that you're even doing this, and two, that you betrayed him. Obviously. So, like, can't trust you. Can't trust you anymore.
well, trust is a fickle thing, isn't it? See, I've spent thousands of years thinking that I was a jolly, happy soul, crafted to bring joy to children, not the only survivor of a brutal war. My mind, my memories wiped by Santa Claus and replaced with a jolly story for children. My true origin is much darker, isn't it? The truth hurts, or at least it hurts the people it affects. And whether that's you or not, well, Santa's using you too, just like he used me. Crafting out of nature, soldiers for yourself, never a care for their feelings, the horrors of war, but I remember now. Oh, I know. So, the choice is yours. You help me bring Santa down. Start over. Let Christmas be about the truth. And we tear down what they've built. Or, well, you read my letter.
I just sort of reach my hand up. My right hand, it becomes icy as it grows over, covering my fingers into sharp points as this gauntlet of ice starts to form. I snap my fingers once this gauntlet is fully formed, and I cast mage armor on myself.
Yo. Hey, Frosty. Can I ask you a question real quick?
We got nothing but time.
Have you ever fallen on your own sword? And I assume we got this back from Winterlock.
Mhm.
Out from my back, instead of the Morning Star, it's now a sword. Frosty's knows. Pommel is the bottom of the sword, right? pommels a heart, which goes into a grip that looks like confetti, and then the hilt guard has like a Christmas star in the center of it, and then the blade is ice.
Yeah,
'Cause
it can look however
still-
you want, as long as kind of keyed to a Christmassy, wintry.
And the ice still affects creatures of ice, right? That was the thing.
Yeah, that's the main effect of this, is that on
Guy
top of
found
the
out.
weapon's damage, it also does a D10 of cold damage that cuts right through anything that is immune to cold damage.
Do you want to try right now?
Tis the season, then. And he corkscrews his body forward, and you see arcs of snow all around begin to flow upward against gravity and swirl into the conduit that is his body. The snow from your surroundings, you see brief flashes of like snowman-shaped bodies in transit, like spirits passing into his body as he is absorbing the snow from the 1,000-year-old laying dormant snowman army that fell here, and growing his body into the shape of a massive, crystalline, frost-covered, multiple-legged, covered in claws and teeth, frosty salamander.
Whoa!
And as we all roll initiative, I'm going to direct everyone to sign into Roll20.
Yay!
Let's do it!
Yeah,
Um,
roll 20.
All right, and then on initiative, I roll with advantage because of my Helm of Awareness, which is my Crown of Candles.
So, here we are on the map. You can see the upraised shore up here, or the upraised little cliff here. You guys are standing beneath it, and the salamander is up above you, almost like he's standing on a stage. So you guys can arrange yourselves at the start of the battle wherever you want to start out.
I'm good right there, honestly.
You're good there?
I'm good there.
I want to say too that the cliff in front of you is about 15 feet tall
Okay.
at the highest point. It's like 5 feet at the corners, like the tiniest corners.
Mhm.
But yeah.
Well, that's about to not be a problem. So we're fine. We're fine.
So let me go ahead and grab some initiative.
Yay!
Gotcha.
Initiative.
I'm rolling this with advantage because of my Helm of Awareness. The candles all burn very brightly, and the saint begins to make his moves.
His
Ooh,
moves.
doctor, that's not
His man
great.
boobs.
His moves.
Mhm.
That is going to be a 15.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
Okay. Okay.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I got a 21. Ooh.
Ooh.
Bringing up
Mr.
the rear
Wink.
with an 11.
I had to relook at my invocations just to remember what I can do. Because all I remembered was the mage armor
Yeah.
thing.
I get that.
Well, you're going first. Hello,
Oh.
Diamond.
Okay, sick. What did you get, Howie? Again?
I got an
11.
11.
Oh, okay. Okay. First things I gotta do is I got to flip a coin. Really fast. So let me
Ooh,
okay.
just flip that. D&D gold coin really quickly.
Do it.
All right. Okay. So, what you see as I cast otherworldly guise, which is a bonus
Ooh.
action, which is crazy.
Yo.
You see these spectral wings, but they're spectral in the sense of their like liquid moving shadow smoke sprout from my back. My eyes, the black of my eyes darkens a little bit more, but the orange glows brighter. My maw seems to grow and spread even more up my face. as I start to levitate into the air, as I now gain a fly speed of 40 feet.
Wow.
And these shadows start like licking and flicking out. As you hear just the echo, like of a not muffled, but like a distant echo of a familiar female voice giggle as these wings sprout from my back. I now have a +2 bonus to my AC, so my AC is now 18. All my weapon attacks are magical, and when I make a weapon attack, I can use my spellcasting ability modifier instead of strength or dexterity for the attack or damage rolls, which so basically just boosts my packed weapon. And I can now attack twice, and I instead of once with said packed weapon. I'm going to choose drawing on the power of the lower planes for this, like sort of spice situation. You can normally choose lower planes or upper planes to draw from. So when you choose lower planes, you also get immunity to fire and poison damage. And I'm immune to the poison condition. So as I become just even more of a nightmare creature than I already am, I'm going to cast that, gain all those benefits, rise into the air, and sort of strafe around the additional 20. So I'm going to go 20 feet up and 20 feet around. So I'm sort of level with Frosty now. And I'm going to move just a little bit, like over here. And then for my action, because it's a cantrip, and I used a bonus action for my action. I'm just gonna Eldritch Blast this fucker.
Yo!
So at 11th level, you get 3 beams, which is sick.
Woo!
So
I
have
love
to
warlocks.
roll 3 times. Yay!
Also, what was the spell that was a bonus action? That shit's crazy.
Tasha's otherworldly guys.
Mhm.
It's concentration for a minute. You get all those things, and it's a bonus action.
It's her otherworldly guys. They're just some guys.
There's some guys.
Okay. So my spell attack bonus is +9, so I add +9 to all of these. Whoa! First one is a 12.
12 does not hit.
Second one is a 22.
Yeah.
Third one is even more than that. It's a natural 19.
So 2 out of 3.
2 out of
do
3.
hit.
So, okay. That's 2d10 force damage. That.
Saint Birthday, you're on deck, by the way.
Got you.
I rolled a bad and a good, so that's 13 force damage to this ice salamander. And that's my turn.
Very nice. So yeah, this force damage is just knocking some of the first layer of ice crystals off of its hide.
Yep.
Just as a point of note, just so I know going in, how much HP does everyone have?
94.
97.
109.
Cool. Okay, just wanted to know. So, Saint Birthday, what is up?
All right. So, to start off, bonus action, Saint is going to once again activate the Wings of Love cape. The cape splits, becomes beautiful white wings, and, sorry, not white wings, they become pink wings, with the white heart on either side. He flies up, and he goes, I bet you didn't think I could fly, did you? And once he's in the air, he casts haste on himself. So, does that mean it doubles my fly speed, too?
Yeah.
Wow, we get 120 fly speed, let's go. Alright, and then once I cast haste, can I immediately move into an attack? Since I
Haste
get
is
2
an action.
It's
Yeah.
It's so if it took an action to do it, but it gives you another action, you can do another action right now.
Wow.
For sure.
Right?
I think so.
Yeah.
I was just confused about like whether or not it was like one of those like I don't know extra attack rules or whatever. But yes, so he is going to close then with the frosty salamander. Ian, could I move here, please?
Yes.
To
Just
close.
right up
So I'm
on
gonna, I'm gonna close with that bad boy. And I'm gonna go ahead and take and attack with my longsword. So what would that do I use strength as my?
Yes.
Okay.
But it's
Um.
versatile, right? So it could be two-handed, so it can be whatever the bigger dice is.
Yeah. I'm gonna do, but to roll to hit. I was just wondering
Yes,
what the.
then it is strength.
Okay.
Finesse is
so-
where you get to choose.
What was that?
Finesse is where you get to choose dex or strike.
Oh, gotcha.
Like a rapier or a short sword.
Does a 19 hit?
A 19 does.
Sweet. Okay, that's gonna be 1d10 because I'm holding it in both hands.
Is this the
plus-
frosty nose sword?
Yes, it is.
Cool.
What am I rolling for the frost again?
So it's an extra D10 of cold damage on top of the
Wonderful.
weapons damage.
Okay, so we got a 6 base damage, and then for the cold, that is gonna be a 4 for a total of 10 damage.
Wow.
Yeah.
So I go, see, this is actually my sword now. So the joke before doesn't work, but cuts into him. And then can I, so extra attack is a feature I have as Battlesmith. Can I now go again?
Mhm.
It's so starting at 5th level, you can attack twice rather than once whenever you take the action on your turn. Attack
Yes.
action on your turn.
Then it's
Okay.
still part of one action, so yeah.
Red. That's only gonna be a 13. I don't think that hits.
Yeah, 13 will not.
Boo.
And one more. Whoops. And he just whiffs it. And
Whiff.
so my beautiful dove Val will also be following me, and she'll just still be kind of flying with me.
Nice.
Hanging out.
And we're both floating in the air. Actually, and she would go immediately after me. I don't think I can tell her to do anything because I took a bonus action to cast the wings, so she's just hanging out. And that's the end of my turn.
Yay.
Yay!
No.
Okay. That brings us to Frosty's turn.
Ah.
He is
Mm.
going to strafe around Saint Birthday,
Oh no.
Okay.
and then with measurements here,
No.
Hey,
No,
I should have
Cole.
gone behind him.
as he begins laughing, you see like a bright blue energy mingling with a blizzard inside the mouth as he says, "If I needed the sword, I wouldn't have given you the sword." And he blasts out a 60-foot cone of frost damage straight forward that hits all of you.
Oh.
Whoa.
What do we need to save against?
So this is a Constitution saving throw,
Okay.
DC 17.
Oh shit.
Okay.
Also, I forgot that I have the what is it? Agonizing blast.
Uh-huh.
So that's 10 more additional damage.
Got it.
Um.
I thought it might be.
Diamond?
Excuse me while I get a lot more D10s.
God damn it. I was so close to succeeding.
Hallie is you, right? That's your name?
Me?
Halloween Diamond?
The hallowed
Oh.
diamond?
Hallowed Diamond, yes. Are
Oh.
you 10 feet away from me? Are you 10 feet around me?
I'm 20 feet in the air.
Oh, fuck, never mind then. You don't get the +5 to saving throws then.
No.
All right, so I did fail that con roll. I got a
I-
14.
I got a 14 as well.
Wow, twinsies.
Howling
We're
Wind,
gonna
what did
die.
Nat 20.
Okay.
Whoa.
Ooh! Does that mean he won't take any damage?
I don't think that's what that means.
Oh.
Pretty sure it's
fair.
just a halvesies.
Boo. Mm.
Just trying to advocate for my boy.
I appreciate you, homie.
Okay. So, Saint Birthday and Hallowed Diamond take 52 points of cold damage.
Oh, yeah?
Because I'm resistant. Because I'm
Resistant to cold, yeah.
Well, I'm
And,
not. So I'm down to
26.
45.
26 to Howling Wind as well.
How the fuck does math work?
And that is his whole turn. So
To do a concentration check, it's half the
Damage taken.
Damage? Okay.
Yeah.
Let's see. I think
10
I
or
have
half
to roll a
damage.
19. Okay, so I do fail the concentration check,
Uh-oh.
but because of my Artificer Infusion birthday suit, which is the suit I'm wearing, I can expend one of its 4 charges and just choose to succeed.
that
Nice.
rules.
That's
Nice.
power.
Excellent. Holiday Nights indeed.
Yeah. But
So
I
that's
am
Frosty's whole
severely
turn.
fucked up.
Yeah, that was and it is just little daggers, shards of ice cutting into you, which brings you down to Howling Wind.
Yay. Can I move?
Yes.
Can I move there?
Oh, I'm still on there.
Where? There we go. Thank
There?
you. Yeah. And then I'm gonna cast haste on Frosty.
On
Based on
Frosty?
Frosty?
Yeah.
Oh, I know. what
You're
mean.
wild for this.
I
one.
don't.
Karina knows. Karina understands. It's risky, but Karina understands.
Can you do that?
Yeah, if it's a willing creature. If he wants to be hasted.
I mean, I don't think he would be willing to have you cast a spell on him. Do you want to try and give me like how you try to convince him, or like I'm trying to think like an arcana or a deception or something to as a bonus action as part of this action?
I mean, I think that he should do it just to
okay.
figure out which spell is being cast on him.
That's fair. So like an insight check?
Or arcana, whatever he's best is at.
I rolled a natural 1.
Oh.
So he's just going to let it happen. So
Yeah.
the plan works. On a natural 1, your plan works.
Right, cool. So he's hasted.
Okay.
I'm gonna immediately end the haste.
Can you do that? What the fuck?
Can you do that?
Yeah. And when the spell ends, the target can't move or take actions until after its next turn.
That's filthy. That's so nasty. That's so nasty.
How did you immediately end it?
You can just dispel a spell.
Yeah.
You can just dispel a spell.
It's a concentration. You could just stop concentrating on it.
This is
You
wild.
need an action to do it, don't you?
Yeah, but I mean, if anything, bonus action.
Bonus
spell.
action. Yeah.
A reaction, whatever you
And
want.
it rolled an instant. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Yeah. That happens. That's
I've been wanting to
insane.
pull that off for so long.
If I had not rolled a natural 1, that is the most insane strategy I've ever seen.
That's
Pretty
bonkers.
good. That's
I also
pretty good.
just looked up, can you end haste on the same turn it's cast? And no one has mentioned that anywhere on the internet, so I think you're the first person in D&D to ever do this shit.
Yeah.
Just-
Wait, I need to look upon you for a moment.
I'm just too good at the game.
Yeah, okay, I found one thing. Can you end haste early 5e? Yes, as you can stop concentrating at any time without expending any resources.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
system broken. It works.
Oh,
Especially
wow.
considering I rolled a natural 1, so it like on a natural 1, the benefit to you is that it didn't even take an extra action to try and convince him to go with it. It was all his roll, so yeah, that happened.
I'm like,
Jesus.
that was hot. That was incredible.
I feel powerful. All right. Can I then move? I move 35. If I move there,
Yeah, how much did you
Yeah.
move already?
I moved 35 feet already. So
Okay.
can I move there? I have 70 feet of movement on wind.
To here?
Yeah. Oh,
Okay.
here. Yeah, there we go. Thank you.
Cool. Okay.
Yeah.
So, back up to the top, Hal.
I can't do. Damn it! I can't do this on other people. Okay. So I do have leftover healing taffy that my mom gave us.
Oh, I never took my healing taffy either.
I'm gonna throw you my healing taffy as a bonus
Me?
action, free action.
To throw, to
Object
just
interaction?
give it
Just
over.
be like, here, say birthday. Take this.
Yeah, just make a. Saint Birthday
Yes.
would have to be able to get it with a reaction. I think.
Did I burn a reaction this turn? I don't think I did.
I mean, I am gonna like come fly up closer too, so I'm gonna get up in his steez. So I'll just like drop it down, I guess, as I fly
Okay, yeah, you
over.
can just drop it down there so you
Yeah.
don't have to burn
Okay.
it. Yeah.
Okay, so now with both my bonus action and action left because Ian is very kind. I'm going to quicken spell because I have 2 sorcery points available. Quicken spell, mirror image myself, and then Eldritch blast him again. So I'm not actually going to get into melee range. I'm going to be over here.
Okay.
So that's 3 buckaroos. Oh, actually, I have to roll a concentration check. Yeah, we're good. We're good. So
Nice. Hell
number 1. That's a 4.
Nope.
This is bad.
Mm.
This is not good. So we'll do these 2. Second one. That's a 3. Damn it. What the fuck? Okay. Okay. So a 12, a 13, and a 14.
Yeah, none of those hit.
Ugh.
12, 13, and
Ugh.
14.
Ugh.
Yeah.
Disgusting.
Can I hit one of those with, this would be my reaction, a flash of genius to add +5?
Yeah, if that's your reaction for this round. It is a new round.
Yeah.
Okay.
To which one? The highest one?
The highest one.
So the 14
yeah.
takes you to
19.
19 is good.
Okay. So that's D10. D10, force damage. Let's go. 2.
Plus,
No, 7.
Worth
there we
it.
go.
Worth it. Birthday yells over. If at first you don't succeed, do it again.
And I do. That's my turn. I'm over there.
Very
now.
nice. Still kind of chipping away at that top layer, bringing us down to a Saint Birthday.
All right. Well, I'm gonna first off bonus action. I'm gonna tell my Steel Defender, my beautiful Val, to do a Force Empowered Rend, which she will take after my turn, but I have to declare on my turn that that's my bonus action.
Okay.
Which is it's just gonna be an attack for her. And then, oh, I'm gonna take the taffy. That's what it was.
Yeah.
I swallowed the taffy as my action. What is that?
That can be a
give me?
bonus action.
Oh, bonus action? Okay.
Yeah, it's like a
can I
healing
take it
potion.
can I take it as an action because I want to have my bird do something as a bonus action,
Sure.
and I can't. I have to. Yeah. So how many am I rolling for to get that back?
I don't know.
The taffy.
Yeah, the healing
You,
taffy.
you said that you would reveal it to us later in the session.
Yeah.
And then you never did.
And then I don't think any of us ever
So
did.
this came straight from the Hallowed Queen. So I'm thinking it's on the higher end of healing potion capability. So I would probably
love
say
that.
it's like 8d4 plus 8.
8d4 plus 8. Let's
Woo!
go. Okay, so we got 2d4. We got 3d4, 44. Okay. That's a lot of ones. We only got 15 points back. But hey, that's something. So I am back up to 60. And then I'm gonna take my 2 attack actions for haste. So the attack and then the extra attack. I'm just gonna roll both of these at the same time. We got a 21 and a 6. And so for the one that hits, I'm going to imbue that with an arcane jolt, which is one thing that I can do as an artificer. This counts as a magic weapon, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, gotcha. Trying to decide. Yeah, okay, so I'm gonna hit it. I'm gonna roll for my damage first, and then the arcane jolt is gonna heal me a little bit. So for the damage, we're looking at a big 11. Then
Hell yeah.
What type of damage?
that's gonna be the initial force damage. It's just whatever a
Okay.
longsword is, and
Got
then
it.
I'm gonna roll. Is it a D6 for the, or another D10 for the frost, right?
Yes.
Okay. So 11 first, and then that's an extra 3 on top of that for 14. And then, as part of the arcane jolt, I slash into him, and I'm like, "You hit me pretty hard. I'm gonna need something in return." And from the sword, it's like life seeps out of him and back into me.
Okay.
Okay.
It becomes kind of red like blood as it seeps back out of him, and it double sixes. That's 12 points. Coming
Dungeons
back
and
to me,
Dragons, everybody. Wow.
bringing me back to 72. This is so exciting.
Yay!
And then, as my turn comes to an end, Val's turn comes up. She takes an attack, which is going to be, what is her bonus on that? It's probably my intelligence. 24 to hit.
Yeah.
And so then that's 1d8 plus player bonus. So that's 7 points of damage from Val as she goes, and then dives in and just starts scraping at the top of Frosty's head.
Nice.
How many points
just
is it?
a little 7, I think.
Okay.
Yeah, it's 7. And she just starts digging into Frosty's head. And that is the end of our turns. Actually,
it
I'll take a little
moves-
bit of movement, sorry, to fly myself. I'll actually just ascend about 40 feet in the air.
Okay, so you're staying right there,
Yeah,
but just
going
up.
but I'm going up. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
I'm also currently still about maybe 15 feet in the air. 10 feet in the air.
I'll pretend like I know how to make something like that happen in Roll20. I don't.
I don't know how to make that happen either.
Moving on to Frosty's turn. Moving on to Howling Wind's turn. Please.
I'm casting Spirit Shroud on myself
Yes.
and my horse.
Hell
My
yeah.
whore.
Yes.
So that means that anytime I hit a creature within 10 feet of me, I deal an extra D8 of, I'm going to say, radiant damage.
Yes.
And then that creature can't regain hit points until the start of my next turn.
Wow.
Dude, it's a good spell.
Yeah. And then I'll just, if you could just move me, because he's just going to charge in and smack him in the ass a couple of times.
Smack, smack.
Okay. So, like here?
In the butt ass.
Yeah.
You can kind of
Just
go through the
spank him.
crevices if you want to get over here.
Nah, we're going
Flanking.
Monster Hunter. I want that tail cut.
Right there. Okay. Solid.
I'm looking for that fucking Rathian bone marrow. Oh, first one's a nat 20.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Second one is a dirty 20.
Both hit.
Nice.
Okay,
nice,
so I'm going to
nice.
smite on the natural 20 because obviously,
Because obviously.
how much smite?
And that spirit shroud also gets that doubling.
Yeah, I'm going to, oh my God, I'm going to have to roll so many dice, dog.
Howie said, playtime's over.
Is the smite radiant damage?
Yeah.
Making sure.
Radiant damage. 2d8 at first, 3d8 at second, 48 at. Oh shit. Okay, so first we're doing the physical damage. So that's 2d12 because I used a lance.
So you're doubling the dice, not doubling what the dice rolls.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that's 18 piercing damage.
Woo!
And now we're rolling a lot of dice, boys.
Let's go, lads.
Let's go. Roll those dice, baby.
Okay, this is the smite damage. So far 13 radiant. $26 radiant from the smite, and then from the spirit shroud. 8 more radiant from the spirit shroud.
Jesus fuck.
Yeah.
So, how much damage was that?
A lot. I had to use a calculator. But I will tell you right now, you just blast through the essentially like a huge chunk of the top layer of those ice crystals, and you actually see scaly hide underneath with like dark blue blood seeping out and immediately coagulating into ice.
It's not an undead
It's really
or fiend,
hurt.
right?
No.
Okay, good. Can I smite multiple times in a single turn?
I don't know.
I don't know.
It doesn't say that I can't.
I think you just have a limited number of times you can do it.
Yeah, because
In general.
it goes off of spell slots, and it doesn't say that I can't. So I'm gonna smite it again because
Yeah.
I hit it again,
Mhm.
and that's dope as shit. Less dice to roll though.
Mhm.
I'll do you. So that is not as good. 8 piercing.
Yeah.
And then 3 of these. Uh, 17 radiant.
Oh.
So yeah, you are charring off scales, and it smells very weird. Like burnt ice is a very unique smell. You're creating like this weird dry ice fog effect.
Yo.
Yeah.
Fun
Which-
time.
Which brings us back up to Hal.
So I think Bloodlust is going to get the better of me, and to use my otherworldly guise to its full potential. The Hallowed Diamond is just going to start humming a little ditty, going and pulls the fingertips of their ice gauntlet into even longer, even sharper icicles as they go as they like swoop
Yo.
down and like try to like force punch their way into this salamander. So I'm gonna make 2 attacks because I can with my spellcasting modifier because I can. So the first one, 11 plus 9 is a dirty 20.
Yeah.
Second one, same thing.
Yep.
Excellent. So we're gonna do 2d8 plus 3 cold damage, which I don't think will even matter because it's an ice salamander, but I'll still roll it anyways.
So are you right up on him like here on the map?
Yeah, I'm like, I have now gone into his melee range.
Okay, gotcha. Just
so
checking for something on my turn.
Yeah.
Okay.
So there we go. So it's the 2d8.
What
Oh,
kind of
wait.
damage is this?
Wait, hold on. Instead of strength or dexterity. For the attack and damage rolls. Oh, my spellcasting ability modifier. Oh, that's different. Well, it's pretty much equivalent. Would be +8 instead of +9. Otherwise,
Yeah, and they were 20s, right?
Yeah, so
they're
we're
18s.
Yeah, we're chilling.
18s still do hit.
So that's It's 10 piercing damage, I imagine, or slash, because I'm using it as a piercing. Plus 6 cold damage, which I imagine, I don't know if that does anything. Plus 2, because it's a +1 weapon. So that's 12, 18 plus 5 each time based on the spell.
Yeah, so give me everything that isn't cold damage.
So everything that isn't cold damage. Oh, I know what I did. I subbed it out for using my strength or dexterity for using it as cold for making it cold damage instead of my strength and dexterity modifier bonus. So instead of that, I'm gonna use the 10 per the spell, or the +5 per the spell, because duh. So it's 12 plus 10, 22 total damage.
Without the cold.
There's no cold.
Okay.
There is no cold.
There was never
anymore.
any cold damage.
There's never any cold because I forgot my own rules that I created freaking last year or whatever we filmed.
We're
Okay,
rolling
so
hot out
22.
here.
22 damage total.
Hell yeah.
Math is hard.
Math is hard.
Okay.
Especially when you're doing it on camera.
Yeah. Okay. That's my action. I don't believe I have a bonus action at all. Actually, I always do magic stone as a bonus action because I can. So I will. I now have 3 magic stones that I can go pew, 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 at him with. Okay.
That was pretty good. Saint
Yeah.
birthday.
All right. Question for you, my friend.
Yes.
If I go down like right here, if I go down to his level right there, can I start a 60-foot cone that won't hit Howling Wind or die?
Down to where?
Right, like here.
If you go there.
Yeah.
So he's standing right on the edge. That is a slope. But
Yeah,
you're
he's
flying, right?
flying.
Okay. So if you go to here, can you create a cone that won't hit?
Won't hit. I could actually
How
also go
big a
here.
cone?
It's a 60-foot cone. But it starts off small.
It's our stuff. So yeah. So if you go behind him, then it'll you could probably thread the needle between.
Yeah.
So
I think I'm actually gonna go
if you
here,
make him
Ian.
be at the end, like if you go way back there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
No,
So-
that's not what he's saying.
Oh, you mean go?
I'm gonna physically
Go
move
there.
over here.
Yeah. Start the cone going.
like
towards
going
the
that
shore.
way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, that makes sense.
yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Absolutely. Yeah,
I
yeah.
think that's fine.
So, I have to fly like 40 feet down and then 10 over. So I probably have with 120. Oh wait, I'm hasted, so I have double movement.
Yeah.
So I can just fly back up. Okay, so yeah, I move over there. I think Val, my bird, is actually hanging out here just for audience edification. She's just gonna remain there. All right, we're gonna get a little fun. We're gonna get a little crazy, and I'm gonna use one of my battlesmith spells, which is Conjure Barrage. So first, birthday goes. Every day is my birthday except for Valentine's Day, but today I really feel like popping off. And from again the inside of his jacket, he pulls out a popper and pulls it, and a bunch of confetti comes out. Conjure Barrage reads, you throw a non-magical object or fire a piece of non-magical ammunition into the air to create a cone of identical weapons that shoot forward and disappear. Each creature in a 60-foot cone must succeed on a dex saving throw. A creature takes 3d8 damage on a failed save or half as much on a successful one. Damage type is the same as that of the weapon or ammunition used as a component. I'm doing confetti. Do we just want to say that it's like piercing damage?
Yeah.
Yeah.
As ribbons of confetti just cut through him.
So I have to make a
since he-
Or
dexterity save?
slashing, I guess.
Yeah, slashing. Since he has no movement, can he still make dex saves?
Does
Because
he-
it's not his turn yet. Because he
No, it's after at the end of his next turn. So he's no longer
Yeah.
fucked.
He's normal now.
now.
Oh, okay, got you. Okay.
And he was always
Um,
able to make saving throws and stuff.
Yeah.
It's just that he couldn't
Gotcha.
move or make actions.
I was wondering about that. So my spell save DC is 17. I imagine you're making a dex save against
Yeah.
that.
That's a 7.
Oh,
Nice. Okay.
nice.
Look at my 3d8. Let's roll to see how bad this boy gets hit. Okay, that's 14 points of damage as shreds of confetti just slash into his frosty skin from a billion different poppers. And this is, audience, if you watched the last Halloween one-shot, I had Mr. Popper, which was a crossbow that was supposed to look like a party popper that had the refill ammunition artificer infusion. You can't infuse 2 items with the same artificer infusion, and I didn't know that. So this is what is happening instead now. That's where the poppers are coming in. We love a queer popper moment. So, and then since I'm still hasted, I'm going to go ahead and take my sword slashing actions as these ribbons of confetti just blind him.
I have to interject though,
Please.
because
Yeah.
the first wave of confetti does something.
Ooh.
As you blast out this wave, there is a sheer power to this move. It almost feels like the wind is helping you. You are conducting this moment, and you are like cutting and cutting and cutting, and you see you are precision cutting as you cut away the final layers of ice chips and then the scales, and you cut and cut and cut, and you blast into a billion pieces, disintegrating into just simple snowflakes that scatter on the wind, as you are left with the shaking, rage-filled form of just regular Frosty the Snowman standing in between you. So the
Can I roll
next
an
attack
insight?
that you are going to make
Okay.
would be on regular Frosty, just on him.
Can I roll an insight check to see if it still feels like he looks like he's going to fight?
Sure.
If it's
I think it would
obvious,
take a bonus action at least, just to consider.
Yeah, I haven't burned
Yeah.
my bonus action yet, so I'll
Okay.
do that. That is a 16.
He's not going to stop.
Okay, gotcha. So yeah, we'll go ahead and take our 2 slashing attacks with the... What kind of name do we want to name this sword? I mean, this item can become many items, but...
Holiday spirit.
Holiday Spirit. We love that. So I'm going to roll these 2 attacks at the same time. Wow, that was a wild one. So, first one's a 19, the second one is a 14.
Okay, the 19 hits.
Awesome. I'm going to once again Arcane Jolt this. So we're going to roll 1d10 plus 2d6, because that's the other option I can get with an Arcane Jolt, is to give him a little bit of extra damage. So, for a total... Ooh, we rolled a 10 on the d10. So, we're looking at 17 damage initially, and then the cold damage that's also coming from this brings us to a 25.
Bruh.
I think Birthday doesn't even slash. He just kind of goes through the stomach, if he can. And then pulls out and says, "Happy holidays."
So is your intention to kill him?
No.
Okay. So you, with that amount of damage, you would, unless you specify that you're not. So
Specify non-lethal.
yeah. So you incapacitate him completely. And as you carve through him, there's no organs. Are just maybe just getting rid of his like stick arms. He has no weapons left. He's trying to claw at you, but he's just like falling into unconsciousness is also a weird thing for a snow creature. He can just barely hold himself together until he's just ahead. His whole body just collapses under him, almost like a tower crumbling from a top-heavy roof, as all that is left in just a pile of himself.
Oh,
This noseless face. And he's just like, "Ow, ow," as he is biting out at you, just foaming, but it's just snow. He's snowing at the mouth as You're all traitors. You're all traitors to Christmas. None of you understand what I went through. And as he's biting out and you pick him up, there's this moment where you suddenly feel a warm touch under your hand. And you see forming just on the wind, out of the breeze, from the feet up, is Santa.
Oh.
Standing there.
Well, that's convenient. I have to put my icicles in his head to pick him up and flip him over. So I have to shake him off into into Santa's hand.
I wish I could have gotten here a little sooner, but I wouldn't have been able to come at all if not for a familial tip that came on the wind. And he winks at the hallowed diamond. And Frosty is biting up at him and he goes, "No, you don't get to touch me. How dare you touch me? You did this to me." And Santa goes, "Frosty, I know you don't remember, but it was never supposed to be this way." And as he's speaking, you see his form begins to shift from that muscular savior into that wizard-like traditional Santa, but this time it's really him, no prosthetics. Even his leather jacket becomes those robes, but now he's cozier. He looks like a father, truly Father Christmas, standing in front of you. And he says, "I never wanted to be a warrior, but I couldn't ask anyone else to be either. And I was young and I didn't understand the powers that were forming. I didn't want Christmas to be built on war, so I couldn't risk elves or reindeer. I thought if I could build creatures out of snow, that no one would be hurt, creatures that could feel no pain, that couldn't truly die. I never expected them to have feelings, to come alive like you did, but you were special. And that's probably why you're the only one who survived. But you wiped my memory. How could you build this whole thing on lies?" And he says, "Christmas is what it needs to be. What people need it to be." Frosty, you were the one who asked me to change your memories. You didn't want to remember that. Rather, you believe that you were made out of love. But if not that, then at least reformed, preserved out of it. Frosty goes quiet in Santa's hands. Santa looks over at Krampus, still frozen in a block of ice. Looks over at you guys. "I'm very sorry that you had to see that, everyone." You see his voice is kind of coming back to him. Never should have had to happen. But I'm very grateful that you were here.
I mean, that's what we're here for.
It was a thrilling hunt, nonetheless. Even if I do wish it was Krampus, but you win some, you lose some.
Well, someone needs to be going back to Jingle Bell Rock. Maybe with some less comfortable accommodations. There's no reason to continue a foundation of lies. Perhaps it's time for the truth. But one thing is for certain, the holiday nights have come through once again.
Let's just try to not have to do the same thing again next year.
Well, I don't know how to begin to thank you for this, to reward you, but well, I can think of one thing. If the three of you care to... Well, hold on a moment. And you see that he's calling in as we kind of have a montage of nutcrackers flying in riding reindeer, and then the reindeer transform into their like humanoid form as they begin to
Stop.
carry the big block of ice that is Krampus in this big like security sleigh, and they put Frosty in like a little box, like a present, like a Christmas present box. They just put his head
Amazing.
in as they load him up and fly back off to Jingle Bell Rock. As you get back in Mrs. Claus's sleigh, and Santa comes with you guys this time, instead of just teleporting home. And he says, I wonder if the three of you would like to join me in my sleigh tonight.
Is it after dinner? Because I kind of have an appointment to keep.
Oh, well, we have to go at sundown, but we generally, we eat on the way. The sleigh actually has a built-in sort of food creation device. It's really quite wonderful. I'm happy to show you. Mrs. Claus is a very meticulous engineer.
Hey, it's Christmas. I pick up a little bit of snow and I go, he'll understand.
As cold as I know it's going to be in the sky, and as cold as I just was by getting blasted by frost, I'm still entirely down.
Well, might as well. Might learn a couple new tricks to use on the hunt.
Well, in a sense, it's kind of the opposite of a hunt, but I'm sure your help would be appreciated. And as we have a kind of smash cut moment to the fanfare playing, trumpets blaring as the sun goes down, and the moon and starry sky up above on this clear night through twinkling snowflakes, as you are in Santa's sleigh, waving, a mirror of the parade from earlier, but going the opposite direction this time. Rudolph with his nose so bright, leading the sleigh tonight with all the other reindeer behind him, and you guys waving to the crowd. You see Gilly Gumdrop look you guys over, hesitate on Hal, and be like, and she gives a nod of like, okay, you're not so bad.
I say, don't miss me too much now, right before we take off.
And you take off as Santa Claus cries out, Merry Christmas, and to all a good night, as the jingle bells fade off. Snow blankets over the screen as you crest over the moon, silhouettes of the holiday nights. Saved yet another holiday. And that is where we will end this episode of Holiday Nights.
Christmas
Woo!
lights out. We're done.
We're done.
Yay!
Woo!
Happy
Ah.
holidays.
Happy holidays.
I love doing these. The holiday
Yes.
nights,
They're
you guys. You guys
fun.
are so fun.
I love just playing an insane little guy, you know?
I love playing a douchebag.
I love doing ludicrous damage.
And pulling off some nasty haste moves.
I was worried that
Obscene.
fight was gonna be too hard. He only got one attack off that entire time.
Oh, I love haste shenanigans so much.
And not to pull back the curtain too much, we finished right in time
Yeah, we did.
for our
Yeah.
timeline for this filming session.
I considered just adding more hit points, like having him be like, he's a Frosty, he has more hit points now. But it was too good.
Too good.
I mean, you guys, you did it. Smart plays.
We got the
Nice.
brains.
Man,
Our
We rocked
characters
'em.
may not have the brains, namely
we do.
me, but we got the brains.
but you have them in real life.
Yes, exactly. That's what I'm saying. Yeah.
Yep. Well, this is a one shot. We got you.
Oh, yeah.
You
Yeah.
can find me at Frostyverse on Instagram. I barely use Twitter anymore, and maybe soon no one will. Who knows? But yeah. And also all the music that you heard was made by me, and you can find that on Bandcamp.
Link below.
Link below.
Also, our flagship show for City, we have a link to the game system we designed for that, also linked below.
Mhm.
You can find me, Warden Asteria, at Warden Asteria, Twitter, Instagram. I think that's it. That's where you can find me. I'm currently obsessed with The Last of Us. If any of you want
Woo!
to talk to me about games that are years old, I would love to talk to you about those. Ben?
You can find me in a 7-Eleven parking lot. Just blast Limp Biscuit, slam a Four Loco. We can have a fist fight or throw car batteries in the ocean.
Not the Four Loco. And you can find me personally at Schwan like on Instagram, or if you want to hear some raps, you can follow at Action Star Raps on
Mhm.
Instagram and TikTok.
Yep.
Gotta get on the TikTok.
Dressed
Tiki
and party.
TikTok. And also it's streaming wherever you listen to your music. Action Star. Check it out.
Speaking of music, you can also very, very soon, as in before Christmas, I am working on something very special over at the Frostyverse YouTube channel.
Yeah.
Where I don't want to give away the whole thing, but let's just say there is a Christmas EP forthcoming inspired by rock legends of the past. Let's just say that.
We'll just say that because that's what it is.
Because that's what it is. That's literally
Jingle
what it
Bell Rock indeed.
Yep.
Indeed. So Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays to everybody. I hope you have a
Happy
very
New
good
Year.
one. Happy New Year. Happy
Mhm.
everything. And we'll
Happy
see you
vibes.
soon. Until next time, keep it frosty. Hey,
Keep it
The
the
frosty.
good version of frosty.
Yay.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.